Good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. I'm Joe Bonanno live from Twin Peaks in Cool Springs. The Senior Bowl practices continue down in Mobile, Alabama. Several Titans brass are in attendance, including Chad Brinker, Brian Callahan, and Mike Borgonzi. Titans Radio is also down in Mobile as they continue to provide all of your pre-draft coverage. In NFL news today, former Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy has decided to focus on the 2026 hiring cycle and will not coach in the NFL this season, according to Tom Pelissero. McCarthy, who has been an NFL head coach in 18 seasons, pulled himself out of the running for the New Orleans Saints head coach job as they remain the only team to not have hired a head coach yet. Also, former Titans pass game coordinator / DB's coach Chris Harris is interviewing for the Jets defensive coordinator job today. He was not retained by Brian Callahan going into 2025. Tonight in college hoops, number 1 Auburn heads on the road against LSU at 6. Number 14 Mississippi State hosts number 4 Alabama at 8. And number 23 Ole Miss hosts Texas at 8 as well. The Nashville Predators are back home tonight as they hosted the Canucks at Bridgestone Arena. The Preds have won 7 of their last 10, but are coming off a 5-2 loss on the road at Anaheim. Puck drop for that one is at 8 o'clock. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
What up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. Britt Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Happy Wednesday to you, which means day. I really didn't know which one of you was going to take that little.
Oh, yes, you did. Get out of here.
There she is. She's Dawn Davenport, y'all.
What up, party people? Happy Wednesday, and it is indeed a beautiful day here in this city. God, this weather is amazing.
Was it like sunny and 70 today?
I mean, it's perfect.
Like
perfect time to get out and come hang with us.
Zach Lyons, which is a great Twitter feed to follow from Cover 2 here on 104.5 The Zone, 1 to 3 weekdays, is down at the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. Great Twitter feed to follow if you want Senior Bowl information. We're going to have him on the show on Friday. But one of the first things he tweeted today was it's 70 and sunny in Mobile. And I'm like, same here, bro.
Yep.
Quit flexing. Slay Dog is here.
I'm in the building. Yes, indeed. Good people, what's happening? Boy, it's almost like a therapy session on social media and in the chat already. Golly, y'all.
Are you talking about Tennessee basketball?
Yeah, man, like it's.
Are Vols fans panicking?
It
feels like it.
It does.
It's like 2 losses in a row, and they don't know what to do with themselves.
3 out of 4, and they're 3-4 in their last 7 since they were undefeated.
I mean, but it's just, all right,
Mayor, you're just digging into it.
Yeah, go on and dive in, man. Speak to us from the Vols fans' perspective.
I won't say what Mayor's text was last night, but he was very disheartened with this loss.
I don't even remember what my text was last night.
Well, it's not safe for work. I do know that.
Let me let you know that we are out and about today. We're in Cool Springs at Twin Peaks where the beer is cold, 27.1 degrees currently on draft, and we appreciate everybody that comes out. We'll be here until 6 o'clock, and we've got lots of great, fun things to tell you about Twin Peaks as we roll through the show. But this is a great place to enjoy some great food.
Yes.
TVs everywhere, and some really cold beer.
Absolutely.
Plus Kirby's here. You can come meet Kirby.
The Curbster.
He just waved. Didn't even look at me. Yeah, so Tennessee falls to Kentucky. What did I tell you yesterday? I said I'm not betting the game. And you said, why not? And I said, Kentucky can get hot from 3.
They did.
12 of 24.
Mm-hmm. Scorching.
I mean, what do you do? And keep in mind, Tennessee was number 1 in the country in three-point defense at 27% allowed. They shot 50. So if Tennessee gives up their normal amount, that's 6 threes that Kentucky doesn't have, and Tennessee wins easily.
Maybe. I mean,
game goes differently.
Yeah, ifs and fifths. But this is the thing. Like you look at it,
Ifs
man.
and fists belong at the corner store now.
All day long.
Listen, if they're 6 of 24, I'll take my chances.
Yeah, I mean,
as opposed to 12 for 24.
Yeah, but also you got to understand like the adjustments that are being made. Is Mark Pope understood. I said after the Vandy game, the adjustments were made as far as letting guys shoot. We continue to talk about Meshack having to close the space. Chaz being off if they're up in them. Guys got to be able to set screens and get guys open. You got to physically get guys open because you don't have the guy that can get by a person outside of Zakai. And now they've made an adjustment on how they're playing Zakai. Don't give up the lob. Don't give up the lob pass and stay home. Make him score over you. If he scores over you, that's cool. Him going for 20 to 25 is way more acceptable than him going for 12 and 14 assists because then you got other people involved. So it's a lot, man. It's a lot. All you had to do was listen to Mark Pope. He let the cat out the bag last night. In his post-game presser, he said that we decided to let those guys shoot, and the guys were able to shoot. When they shot and kept missing, we continued to let them shoot. Now, he also said, now they did miss some, too, that helped us out. So they're playing the numbers, man. It's not difficult. It's
most points
simple.
Tennessee has given up in a game this season. Rick Barnes said at halftime he didn't even recognize the defense.
Yeah.
Like some of the shots they were giving
communication-wise, all of that. But that's the testament also to Kentucky. Getting them out of there. Zev, that was so shaky. Getting them out of their stuff.
I love that you get a Shirley Temple.
I'm like, wait, are you drinking a Shirley Temple? I drank those when I was 7.
Yeah, I love them.
He gets them.
This is my favorite.
It looks like vodka cranberry. That's why I wanted to acknowledge because it's on camera.
Yeah, this is my favorite thing on earth.
Shirley Temple.
Nothing like this.
It's so funny to me.
I mean,
it's amazing.
It's Sprite and grenadine.
It's amazing. But you got to give credit to Kentucky, man. Like they moved the ball, didn't have their point guard, and guys were aggressive. Jackson Robinson played like the Jackson Robinson that we thought we would see coming from BYU. I mean, the game is so simple. The people up in arms this is the most amazing part to me, man. Walking in, you can't have it both ways. You can't say the SEC conference is tough and then be shocked when a loss happens, regardless of how it happens. This is the game of basketball. You're going to make shots, you're going to miss shots.
Tennessee didn't make shots. I mean.
And it's that simple. Like, it's that simple.
Let me ask you something. I'm not looking for an excuse. I'm looking for a reason. Mm-hmm. If they don't have their legs for 11 of 45 from 3.
Who said they didn't have their legs?
I'm asking. I don't know. Oh. Okay, let me finish my question. Then you can annihilate my point. That Auburn game was such a grind. Did that physically take something out of them because they had the short rest?
No.
Or no?
I don't think so. I mean, because then you turn around and ask the same thing about Kentucky. Did the Vanderbilt game, which was a grind, did it take some out of Kentucky? They had to travel twice. You know what I'm saying? At least Tennessee got to sleep in their own beds, be at home, do a shoot around where they wanted to, get in their own rehab. Kentucky had to hit the road. Yeah,
they are off right now.
It is that simple.
I'm full of dumb questions when it comes to
it's okay. No, I don't think it's a dumb question.
Because what did I say coming into this game? I said, could be a letdown game. And you're like, how? They just lost to Auburn and that environment, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, letdown as in so much was put into that game. So I don't think –
one thing I think
– totally see your point here.
That has to get highlighted, and some people will say it's an excuse or whatever it is, and I continue to say it. They have 8 people, not including Boswell, coming off the bench. Mm-hmm. The thing is, when J.P. Estrella went out for the season, that was your next guy up from Adu. When Adu was struggling last year in the tournament, the first sub for him was not Tobe Awaka. It was J.P. Estrella. J.P. Estrella was able to get the ball on the block at 6'10", 6'11", make a hook shot, make a turnaround shot, which is able to stop the bleeding in runs. The other one is, and this is what was so amazing about December, when Cam Carr walked away from the team. What does Cam Carr do? If anybody doesn't know, he shoots. He is the prolific shooter on the team. I talked about it last year. The person with the most NBA potential on this team is Cameron Carr. Cam Carr walked away from the team. What is lacking from the team? Shooting, outside shooting. So it's like, it is what it is, man. This ain't no what is this ain't a Rubik's Cube. It's kind of easy to figure out what it is.
How about all these dudes walking around that can do a Rubik's Cube in like 3 seconds?
No. How about how many people under 10 years old can do a Rubik's Cube in like 3 to 4 seconds? That's the crazy part.
I remember when they first came out, this is how old I am, like we would break them apart and put them back together solved.
Or you take the stickers off.
You do that too.
And put the stickers back on so you fix it. And then you totally ruin the whole thing.
I gave up on mine.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Speaking of,
I was a sticker girl.
Speaking of cheating, and we'll get back to Tennessee, Kentucky, but that reminds me of this story I saw today. Actually, it was a tweet yesterday. When Jim Harbaugh was with the 49ers, he said, quote, "If you cheat to win, then you've already lost," end quote. Justin Spiro put that clip back out on X yesterday for some reason. Illinois football coach Brett Bielema quote tweeted it and wrote,
of course he did.
And wrote, quote, "Really? Why did you leave? Was looking forward to playing, but understand why you ran to the NFL. See you in the future and can't wait. Hashtag family with the 2 L's and capitalized
for Illinois.
Wow.
And hashtag ILL. Bielema went at him.
That was real.
And that quote, that soundbite was from, I mean, he was at San Francisco. How long ago was that?
Took his gloves off.
Bielema, man.
Bare knuckle fighting right there.
Yep. All 5 Kentucky starters were in double figures. The Vols survived the injury scare with Zakai. How rattled was kind of the SEC Network studio when he went running off the floor?
No, I think more so rattled because of the depth of the league, but how rattled was
Ron Slay?
No, how rattled was Thompson Bowling, Food City Center.
Oh, yeah.
Like the gasp of air in there, like that was, and that right there shows you why other people should be stepping up. Like you hear of all the people on social media talking about, man, people got to let people shoot and all of this. Rick Barnes can't be making guys not shoot. Listen, y'all, as a competitor, if a guy is guarding me and he's in the paint and I'm at the three-point line, you might as well take me out. You're not going to disrespect me. At some point, my competitive edge got to kick in and say, damn, this man playing me like this. I can't keep going like this. I got to shoot the ball. Or you take me out the game. Guess what, though? They only got 8 players. At some point, you coming back in. I don't get it, man. There's the fragile
You look at the game so
mentality.
Much differently than people that don't understand it the same way you do.
That's why it's hard for me to answer questions because it's like –
too bad that's your job.
Yeah, like what do you mean you can't shoot? What do you mean you don't? He's not letting you
I may
shoot?
be dumb, but I get that one. Like,
yeah,
you get an open shot, take it. If
you
not,
have to
go out of the game.
Come on, dog.
You're out there.
That comes down to mental weakness.
And that's the craziest part.
Yeah.
Tennessee hosts number 5 Florida Saturday at 11 a.m. and then number 20 Missouri next Wednesday. 615-737-1045, always the phone number. However, when we come back, Coach Mack will join us live from the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. We are at Twin Peaks in Cool Springs. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. And they've got a special week coming up February 10th through the 14th, Sweethearts Week here at Twin Peaks. We'll be right back. 3HL.
What's happening, good people? Guys, for fellas to get in the game, and I'm talking to you guys specifically, man. This is the number you need to call, 615-898-9367. Now, you're asking, like, what are you talking about? Why we need to get in the game? Because you don't want to be one sitting there lacking in the bedroom, lacking in the gym, just sitting there at work when you're getting competitive and your juice is flowing, and you get tired. You probably need to go grab an inhaler or something. That don't need to be you. This is an opportunity for you to get back into it. Call or text this number, 615-898-9367. That is GameDayMen'sHealth.com. 1 in 4 men over 30 have low testosterone levels, so low testosterone can affect your energy levels, whether it's working out, sleeping, bedroom activities, and that's erectile dysfunction. It can even make you grumpy. And if you want to be in shape by the summer, you need to start now. So what better time to go to Green Hills or Hendersonville location, go in there, get your lab work, and boom, it's back. 15 minutes. You're on and popping. And don't put this off any longer. Call Game Day right now at 615-898-9367 and get in the game today with GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, broadcasting live from Twin Peaks. Kirby is here. Zeph is here running Zone TV. Smiley is back at the studio on the world-famous Music Row. And Coach Mack is in Mobile, Alabama at the Senior Bowl. Coach Mack, what's up? How are you?
Well, we just got through with the second practice of the day, and then tonight is all the stand-up interviews in the ballroom here. So we made our way back over here to the convention center, and we're getting ready to jump in on that action.
We were talking with Jimmy Wyatt, who was also down there yesterday, and I want to ask you the same question I asked him to start things off. You've been going forever, right, to the Senior Bowl. Like, how much bigger is that event now than when it first started? I mean, it just seems like so many people are reporting from down there.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the media coverage has just exponentially grown. First year I was here was 1986. And I've been to every one of them they had since. The only year that was skipped is when the COVID year, because they had nobody down here in COVID. We just talked with Jim Nagy today on the OTV for quite a while. He brought this up during the COVID year. Of course, nobody could be here except the players and coaches, and they had to do all their interviews with plexiglass. Told me they spent $11,000 on plexiglass booths so they can interview to keep the continuity going of it. Yeah, this has grown so big now.
Did nothing, by the way.
Has.
Wow.
And a huge hit when he took a hold of this thing, Brent, is, and he and I have visited about this quite a bit. He hired a coaching. He hired a scouting staff. They got a budget for him for former scouts in the league. They send out on the road for the process of vetting people, and they do a tremendous job of vetting people and getting them in here. And it's because look, you got the better players in here, then of course coaches and scouts are going to be here anyway. But then it's just the fact that the way he runs it now, it is so smooth. It's very, very streamlined, and it has gotten so much bigger and so much better.
Well, it's Coach Mack joining us from the Senior Bowl, Mobile, Alabama. Oh, I thought you had something.
I did, but go for it. You started.
That's what I thought it would be. So, Coach Mack, Cam Ward, a lot's been made of him not doing anything, really, All-Star game-wise, Senior Bowl. Do you think that's an issue, or, is he cool just, working out the way he's working out?
Not one bit an issue.
Yeah.
Not one bit an issue, and especially in this day and age. The fact, I tell you what's important that he did, and the same thing that Shedeur did. They're both going to get in front of people at the combine. But the fact that neither one of them are playing in one of these games, that really is not even a blip on the radar screen as far as evaluation goes.
I know. That's what I said. I'm like, okay, from a business decision standpoint, what does he have to gain from doing any of that? Right now, nothing. It could only be bad.
I'm glad to hear you say that because, you know how this works. You're 100% right. And look, at the end of the day, they'll be vetted on their body of work, and also they'll be vetted on things that people can glean face to face at the combine. But being able to complete a pass, people know that they can do that. There's others deeper that you have to dig, and those two guys, you're exactly right. There's certain positions, quarterback is one of them, that if you already have put enough work in the books to be vetted up there at the top, then there's nothing to gain from.
Yeah, I understand all that. I guess it makes me appreciate like Shedeur Sanders doing the East-West Shrine game and Dylan Gabriel doing the Senior Bowl, and maybe it's just that. Maybe I should look at it from that point of view.
Dylan
well,
Gabriel.
And again, they've all got individual choices. But I can tell you from an evaluation standpoint, league-wide, it's not a check mark against the guys that don't show up.
So, all right, we are 2 days in, Coach Mack, and I know specifically you've watched some of the big guys, but just from a player standpoint, who are one or two that have stood out in these last 2 days during practices?
Well, I'll start with the defensive line, a guy that is in the SEC. I'm going deeper into guys. We all know the names, but I'll tell you who's done. These three guys have really helped themselves. The defensive lineman Walter Nolan from Ole Miss.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
He has been so. Hey, hi, Ron Slay.
What up, Mac?
I got something to say to you before I get off too.
I think he's projected as a second-round guy.
Yeah, and he may have helped himself even a little bit more than that here.
Yeah.
Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M, an edge player. Yeah. And then a guy that everybody has had their eye on, and we interviewed him here on the OTP. We had a really nice interview with him, and it's Mike Green from Marshall. He originally had gone to Virginia, transferred to Marshall because of the defensive line coach. It just knocked it out. He's a guy, and you talk about getting face-to-face. You can watch him on tape, but you get face-to-face with him, he just knocks it out of the park. It's what he is. And, those guys up front, they really did. They stood out, and they stood out on a consistent consensus basis up front.
Coach Mack, let me ask you set it up for me. Like, what is the drill? Is it 1-on-1? Is it 5 against 4, and then like the other 3 are sitting? For the people that haven't seen videos or anything, kind of set it up for the viewer, like how you're being able to break them down. That makes sense.
It's 1-on-1, first of all. But then before they get to the 1-on-1, Ron Slay, is you watch and look, they ask, and I talk about people that Jim Nagy and his group, they ask coaches what they want to see in the position group drill. I mean, they don't want guys just jumping over bags doing monkey rolls and stuff. They want to see something that's going to. You've done monkey rolls before in high school.
I did.
I know you did. They want to see something that pertains to what they're going to do. So all position coaches pay big attention to that. And then for the big guys, they have 1-on-ones every day. Every day they have 1-on-1, and that's a huge part of it. And it's not. And here's the other thing too, because they're asking some offensive linemen, to try guard a center from an offensive tackle. They ask them to do these things, and so you get to see two sides of that with the 1-on-1. How the defensive players clearly are going to react, and really seriously, that drill is kind of bent towards the defense, because the offensive linemen have no help, to the right or the left. Mm-hmm. But you want to see that, but you also want to be able to see how, as the days progress, how the offensive and the defensive linemen start to size up the people they're going against and start being able to adjust to that, because that's part of it too.
Coach Mack joining us with his Senior Bowl report from Mobile, Alabama. Another defensive lineman I wanted to ask you about, a couple. Omar Norman Lott from Tennessee, DeJuan Walker from Kentucky.
Rocky Top. Let me tell you something. Omar Norman Lott he is demonstrating down here exactly what he did for Rodney Garber. He is hard to handle, and he has had an excellent Senior Bowl. He has stood out. Now, Walker. Let's talk about Walker. First of all, we know the frame that he's got. This is a very large human being. This is a guy that's 6'7". He's a little thinner in the lowers than I thought he would be when I saw him in person. But what he had to do, you talk about learning, reading the room. The first day, anytime that he was playing, the first thing he wanted to do, and it's the hardest thing that a tall player, especially that plays with his hand on the ground, gets into in this league, is being able to play with your lower pad level. And so instead of using all that length going forward first and then reacting off of that, he would start to stand up, because he could look over everybody and just want to see where it was. Well, you could tell when they got in the meeting rooms and got on the tape after that first day, all of a sudden, now you start to see him lower his leverage, start to use the length that he has and the power that he has, not trying to be a gimmick rusher, but trying to use the speed to power that he can use and utilize his length. So there's not very many bodies down here like that. And so those kind of bodies in the league, and plus, he played the SEC. You're always going to get the benefit of the doubt, because here's what coaches do. Give me that raw palate to work with, and I'll make something work there. So that's kind of how his Senior Bowl went.
Ain't bad right there, Coach Mack. What about the offensive line, the big hogs up front? How they faring, Coach Mack?
Well, it was very interesting because all of the focus was on how good these defensive front players were coming in here,
okay.
and in both one-on-ones, guys. The first day, both teams, the offensive line dominated. I mean, they really did, and you could tell that they've gotten tired of hearing how good these other guys were. I mean, and I think it was a consensus among everybody that the offensive linemen, really stood out. And there's some guys. I mean, the names I'm going to throw at you. A guy that's been just tremendous on the offensive line down here has been Gray Zabel from North Dakota State. I mean, 6'5", 316. He played all three spots down here. I mean, they're moving him to look at him. A huge offensive tackle from NC State, and I've got to go back and do more film work on him. Anthony Belton from NC State.
Coach Mack, they keep on putting them in there from North Dakota State, don't they?
Well, they win a lot of games.
Yeah.
I mean, they win games. And I talked to Jim Nagy about that.
I worry about that, though. You're setting me up now.
Babs and I've seen enough of it for the last 3
Mack,
years.
Listen.
And not just him.
I've talked to you about this a million times. We've talked about this. I worry.
Where did you go to school, Dawn?
The greatest school ever, Auburn.
Okay, well, we know that's Auburn in America. But does everybody that comes out of Auburn, that does sports broadcasting as good as you are? Everybody's their own individual. We've ended that. Okay.
I know, but I worry about the competition level of the smaller schools, specifically in the trenches. Not skill position, nothing like that, but in the trenches is where I worry.
Well,
and maybe that's unfair. Maybe I'm not being fair.
Well,
but so be it.
You're not. And so anyway, we passed him. So the next guy.
All right, forget him. Next.
So anyway, he is the third-rated inside offensive lineman by CBSSports.com at 6'6",
Can I say something to Don again? Because I really like Don a lot, and I want her to. Here's something that you always say in scouting: don't scout the helmet. You understand that?
Hey, listen, I get it, and I'm great with that.
Gabriel, you'll get confused.
Oh yeah, you'll have 8 helmets to look at. I get that, but listen. I'm just going to put this on the docket. We're going to pay attention to Greg and see how he fares in the league. Okay, so we'll talk in a couple years again.
Do you remember the mock kid that came out from North Dakota State that started from day one in this league as a guard? Anyway.
No.
I'm right, you're wrong, so let's go to the next one.
I remember, isn't there a Titans player who came out of there that didn't pan out? Trenches?
Had not panned out. It just hasn't. Look, everybody's going to have different.
Coach Mack, stop making excuses.
I'm the last person to make excuses.
I know. All right, well, we'll
she's going to keep going at you.
Anthony Belton from NC State.
Okay,
we'll just move on.
And watching him, 6'5", 345. I mean, he was swallowing guys up. So he was a guy really worthwhile looking at. Arante Essery from Minnesota. Wyatt Milo from West Virginia. Josh Connerly from Oregon. These dudes did a really nice job on the offensive front. Those are the dudes that kind of jumped out ahead of everybody else in this Senior Bowl down here, just practice-wise. Write all their names down, remember them, and don't get mad at where they're from.
Okay.
Coach Mack presented by Two Rivers Ford.
It's Gray.
It's what?
Gray.
What are you looking at?
North Dakota State.
Oh, that's on another page.
Sorry. Carry on.
She won't let go of that guy.
I know. I'm not letting go.
Gray Zabel. Yeah.
Gray.
Yeah.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on.
Did you happen to take a look at some of the skill position players? I know you were doing the big guys yesterday.
Sure. No. I absolutely. And, of course, the first one I'm going to talk about is the Frog, Jack Besh down here at TCU.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he has really, and I mean, his story is, he's a good player. His story is great.
I mean, and the tragedy that just happened to his family. His brother was killed in that New Orleans incident on Bourbon Street. His brother, Tiger Bash at Princeton, was a player there. So what?
Was a hero, saved another woman's life in New Orleans.
Correct. That's exactly right. And Don knows the story. But now what they've done, Jack Bash was wearing his brother's number down here, all the week. And the other thing they're doing is they're putting a helmet sticker with his brother's number on every helmet that plays in this game.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Dylan Gabriel made some shocking news yesterday that I didn't believe. Like, the story came out that he threw the ball 74.9 miles per hour, which the previous record was 62. There's been some clarification now about how that was measured yesterday, and it's a little closer to Josh Milton and to Milton and Josh Allen. But
what does that mean?
Yesterday I even said, like, I would believe that 3 Buffalo went down Lower Broad and destroyed like 17 tourists before I would believe that Dylan Gabriel threw the ball 74.9 miles per hour. So what have you seen from him? I have heard that he has been pretty good down there, though.
3 Buffalo. He can spin the ball. Of course, he's left-handed. He can spin the ball.
3 Buffalo.
But I know the first thing he's going to say, you're going to say, Coach Mack is small. But let me say this. I agree. He is small. He is small, but it comes off of his hand really nice. And here's the thing about quarterbacks down here. And everybody that's done this for a while, you don't judge these quarterbacks on the first day because every one of them is out of sync. They're out of sync for several reasons, but they're learning something completely new.
Yeah.
They tell them don't mess with their technique a lot. They're learning, a different route tree. They've got different receivers, but you could see them start progressing, and they do a lot. They do a lot of throwing in the team drills. A lot of team throwing, not just 7-on-7, but a lot of team throwing. They do a lot of red line drills, which is, one-on-one with the takeoffs, because they want to see all the different kind of throws, whether they can layer throws. Every quarterback down here improved dramatically from day one and then throughout the process. Just because now they're a little more comfortable, and then now it's up to the offensive coaches to kind of break it down, but they don't try to tinker with their mechanics down here when they start out. But you can tell. I mean, you can tell when the ball comes off of a quarterback's hand what kind of spin it has. And also, look, I think he has got to go to the right place. And I'm not saying he's going to go, wherever he is as a starter or this, but he needs to go to a West Coast offense where the ball's coming out pretty quick, and it's pretty programmed throws, because he is small and he's going to have an issue if you continue to just keep him in the cylinder all the time.
Yeah, he's tough to gauge from my non-intelligent football acumen, but because of the style of offense at Oregon, I mean, their wide receivers led the nation in yards after catch because everything is at the line of scrimmage or behind, pretty much. So it's tough to gauge.
Right, Brent. You are spot on. You are spot on with that.
All right, see you later. See you later, Coach.
It's really interesting that we sat down with and then watched it. It's Pat Bryant, a wide receiver from Illinois. This is a big, long dude, 6'0", 208 pounds. You got a 77 and 6'8" wing, which is, he's got a lot. He really, really looked good. And then when you sit down and talk to him and hear his story, seriously, he's from Jacksonville, and you got to pass up a lot of schools to get to Champaign, Illinois. And he was recruited a lot of places. He's got a very interesting story, and then he ended up starting as a freshman and breaking all kinds of Illinois and Big Ten records. And when you sit and visit with him, you can tell why.
Coach Mack and Rhett Bryan down there doing work for Titans Radio.
Big Savage down there, too.
Big Savage down there, that's right. We have him on today.
They're down there on the little escapade.
Ramon is key to this thing. First of all, Ramon is one of the best drivers of a big vehicle I've ever sat in.
That is true. Slade can give him a run for his money, though.
He can swing a big sprint.
Wait. Okay, I'm just saying this. Ramon has been fabulous down here. He and I sit. The first day we looked at bigs, and then but driving this big, really cool vehicle that he's got that we've been traveling very good luxury down here. He's backing it into spots for compact cars.
That's right.
I mean,
That's right.
He could back a horse trailer in West Texas. Really good. I'm just telling you.
I love it.
Yeah, talk to me, Mac.
Coach Mack.
I'm so disappointed that you know how much I marvel at not only what your physical prowess was, but you're a smart dude. You got outsmarted by a crack lady.
Oh my gosh!
And for me, you not only got outsmarted by a crack lady, then she went fast and furious and outdrove your vehicle.
No,
that greatly disappointed me, and I just not the fact I didn't really care that she stole it. It's just the matter that she stole it, and the fact that the story I heard, you were trying to justify it, that you were just running in. I'm just running in here to get some Gatorade, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it running, and I'm going to leave everything exposed, and I'll just...
Mac, somebody told you a false story. I had the keys on me, my wallet on me, everything, other than my pistol.
And your phone.
And she probably was lucky. My pistol was in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
I could have ended a different kind of way, Mac. So, and let me tell you this, Coach Mac. None of us right here have done crack. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure of any, but the stories I know of, it gives you superhuman strength. So she had superpowers.
Really fast.
Man, super fast.
I know. Well, the weird thing is that like when she was being chased by Slay's wife, she did fine and got off at Harding Place. She rolled the vehicle when she wasn't being chased.
Yeah, she got to the zoo. I guess that's what she was trying to get to, Coach Mac. So she's probably in the zoo right now.
Can I just say this to end our session here? Only could happen to Ron Slay.
Right?
There's always something. Hey, Slay. Coach Mack, I got Dawn to the right of me, Slay to the left of me, and between the two of them, they've got something going every day.
You know what? And that's what makes it so tremendous. I mean, I wish that I could just be in one of your suitcases on some of these out-of-town trips you take, because it is a trip.
It was a good one.
All right, Coach Mack. Hey, continue the great work down there and see if Big Savage will let you drive that big old truck.
I won't even try. Don't even want to try. Appreciate you guys.
Take care of my guy down there, man.
All right, see you. There's Coach Mack down in Mobile, Alabama. We've got reports all over the radio station every single day, live from the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. When we come back, NFL draft odds from FanDuel, odds to go number 1 overall.
I can't wait to hear this.
I've got a list for you that's you're not going to be surprised by some of it. You will be surprised by some of it. That's next.
If you are in the market for new windows and doors, I would love to tell you all about Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. As a customer, I love them. And guess what? Pella turning 100 years old this year. Founded in 1925. So, 100 years old in 2025. They offer, of course, the lifetime warranties on all of their products. But on top of that, Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville has the staff in place to support you, the customer, and they back up their work with warranty, a 10-year labor warranty on top of that other warranty, which is leading in the industry. The best windows, the best doors, and the best people that you are dealing with. Schedule your free consultation. Check out this offer they have going on. 50% off qualifying installs and no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 full months. Give them a call, 615-249-1910. You can schedule that consultation easily online. Then they'll reach out to you at PellaNashville.com.
If it's football time, it's scoreboard time. Where are you catching the playoffs? The big game coming up. Scoreboard Opry is where you need to be. Scoreboard Opry near Opry Mills Mall in Donaldson. Open late, always warm. Go check out their brand new football menus with new food and drink items that are sure to impress anyone, and with tons of TVs on their huge heated deck. There's not a bad seat in the house for anything that you want to watch sports related. There's no better place to kick off the weekend than Scoreboard Bar and Grill. Catch the best live music. Never pay a cover charge, tons of free parking, the largest selection of Bushwhackers, coldest beer, and absolutely delicious food. Scoreboard Opry is your weekend headquarters, whether it's for music, games, great vibes. Scoreboard Opry has everything you need for the perfect weekend. And don't forget to catch the Spasmatics every Sunday at 4. That's Scoreboard Bar and Grill.
It don't stop.
4-5 the zone.
It don't stop.
Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, broadcasting live from Twin Peaks in Cool Springs. You can check them out online, twinpeaksrestaurant.com, the best draft beer in the game. They've got rare bourbons they're rolling through the month.
Who?
Twin Peaks.
Rare bourbons.
Yeah, consider yourself a bourbon connoisseur at Twin Peaks. We're proud to offer an exclusive and extensive collection of some incredibly rare bourbons, whiskeys, and tequilas. Plus, check out our barrel selects that are handpicked by our team and bottled just for you. Supplies limited. Check with your favorite location to see what they're pouring.
Oh, that sounds like I need to hang around a little while
Why
longer.
couldn't you have waited till like the end of the show to read that part?
Slay Dog going to have a conversation now.
Oh, absolutely. I need to see what they pouring today then, because bourbon, that's on my alley. Especially if they got the big rock. I'll take it. Hey, listen, I'll take it no rock at all, though. I'm with the bourbon.
What's the big rock?
You know, the
one
big rock
ice cube that you get with bourbon.
You know, your refrigerator makes them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've started stealing them.
Babsy. Nah, stay away from hard
To put in my, Yetis?
No, you can't put.
Come on, man. You got to put regular ice in there. Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
No, it's not awesome.
I really love them. Hey, listen.
No, man.
I lost half of my wall for this fridge. I'm going to use these damn ice balls.
Look what Babsy up here using it for, man.
In a Yeti where you
awesome.
can't even see the ice ball. That's part of it.
Because
it looks
You
cool.
don't have to. No, it
looks cool.
It does a phenomenal job. Look, you can still see it in there.
Mr. Babs, man, I feel for you, dog. I'm going to come over there and put a little lock on
He
it.
did say something. He was like, "Where are my whiskey balls going?" I'm like, "What?" I started using
them every day.
Yeah. They're in Hadley's sippy cup. I don't know what she's doing.
I did put one in her water last night, and he was like, "Stop."
Yeah, this is going too far. Come on, man. Don't do my guy like that, man.
Oh, Lord have mercy. NFL draft odds from FanDuel, number 1 overall pick. These are the odds for these players to go number 1 overall. Currently, according to FanDuel, Cam Ward is the favorite to go number 1 overall at plus 100.
Kind of been that for a while.
It has, but he came, there's a top 3 that got jumbled up a little bit because everybody freaked out when Chad Brinker said what he said on Ramon, Kayla, and
talent.
Will. Yeah, that they're not going to pass up a generational talent. So Cam Ward at plus 100. Travis Hunter, number 2.
Hey.
Favorite to go number 1 overall at plus 220. Abdul Carter, number 3 at plus 240.
Okay.
So all of those guys are kind of jumbled up.
What am I missing
With what?
with Abdul Carter?
There was a guy that called in yesterday that's a huge Penn State fan that said that he would not take Abdul Carter. He said, great college player.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. But he was like, I watch every snap of every game.
Right.
And when somebody gets their hands on him, he's done.
See, that's interesting.
And that's at the college level.
Yeah.
Now, he said he has enough highlight tape to make you
believe
think a certain way. And I was like Anthony Richardson at Florida. Remember that?
Yep.
Well, and also that he's only had his hand in the dirt for 1 year.
Right.
1 year.
So NFL scouts look at him and see the highlight tape and think, okay, he's only
we
been
can do
doing
so
this
much
for
for-
1
with
year.
this.
Imagine once we get him in
Yep.
and really start working with him.
So
Potential
there's-
is
So
something else,
I
bro.
I get it.
Yeah.
There's some space between the top 3 and number 4. Number 4 is Shador Sanders at plus 800. So Abdul Carter plus 240, Shador Sanders plus 800. Then number 5, most likely to go number 1 overall, Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart.
Why? What are we doing?
I find something like this every day to run past Babs.
Man,
Every
this
single
like-
day there's somebody talking about him.
What is this?
I feel like I have to be careful that, Brian Callahan did call him an interesting talent.
Yeah, but that could mean head scratching. Like, why does he do that way?
I
His
think
mechanics
it's-
are different.
It certainly
I
wasn't
don't-
generational talent. It was interesting talent.
I don't know what word to use to describe him, which to me is a negative.
Yeah.
So,
Some good, some bad, I guess.
like,
maybe.
I likened it to when I listen to a Mr. Babs story, but I'm not really listening, then I'm like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
She does that to me.
Like, that's
She told on herself because she does that to me all
I
the time.
legit
I've
did
heard her
that
do
to you
that.
yesterday.
I've heard her do that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And then I'll be
Yeah.
like, wait, what'd you just say? yeah.
you're
So,
not
so
listening.
to me, interesting is a throwaway word. It's a negative.
So then I was trying to tell her about this scary mansion that's in the French Quarter that we can go
Yeah.
see in New Orleans
Yeah.
that Nicolas Cage owned for 2 years. It goes back to 1832, and there's some bad things that have happened there, hence the scariest, most haunted house in New Orleans, which is saying something.
Some pissed off spirits there.
But I was like, hey, Babs, I want to tell you about this LaLaurie mansion or whatever. And I just waited. And this is after she said that. And I go, are you listening to me? And she goes, yeah, I'm waiting for you to speak. I'm like, okay.
I mean, I got it.
So I just don't know anymore.
I did not say interesting about that house.
Yeah, that's uninteresting.
Jackson
Apparently me and Seth are
Dart.
going and nobody else.
Oh, yeah,
Why-
y'all have a ball.
why does it-
BG will go with y'all.
Will he? Will he do the haunted ghost tour in
no.
French Quarter?
Oh, no.
Listen, I don't want to be
Will
with
you?
y'all if you want to
Good.
go mess with spirits because I don't want the spirits to come mess with me.
Babs, we will go off and do
I'm just
our
gonna
own
let
thing.
them do
We'll go
their
to a bar or
business.
something,
Yeah,
Babs.
y'all gonna mess with your own spirits.
Yeah, exactly. We got plenty of other spirits.
We'll go drink some spirits.
So do you
Y'all
think
can
Kirby,
visit with the
because Kirby
spirits.
likes to drink absinthe down there, I keep saying that, but do you think he'd rather do that or go with us to the haunted stuff?
Kirby want to go to the Honda stuff.
You think so?
Oh yeah, you'd probably be all about it. Hey, is it dumb of me to not like how Jackson Dart answered Teron Davenport's question
Did you see that?
while
I
he
didn't
was
know.
there?
I didn't know. I missed it.
Teron said, how do you compare yourself to the other quarterbacks? And he goes, I'm going to leave that for the meetings. Meaning
Meetings with the
when he
teams.
meets with teams. But I'm like,
Jackson, do you have that?
And he goes, thank you for the question. I'm like, there
I mean,
are
he
a
was
million
nice,
ways you could have
but-
answered that question.
Then waiting for
Hey, man, there are a lot of talented guys in this class. I'm just trying to do the best I can and to project myself here.
That's hiding something from the media. You don't want them to pick apart, or maybe you're just not comfortable.
He just
with
don't want to say
saying,
anything.
Yeah, like, what do you mean?
I know, but you can BS better.
Yeah, I know. I'm with
that
you.
basically is I don't care enough to BS.
Yeah, that's some BS.
Is.
That's what that was.
It's bunk.
Yeah.
Bunkity bunk.
Bunk Shiano. Number 6 on the list is Will Campbell. That's the corner from Michigan, right? Will Campbell.
No. That's
offensive lineman from
yeah,
LSU.
yeah,
Okay,
tackles,
there you go. Who, according to Zach Lyons, had a bad day today. You have the what clip, Jackson? I'm sorry.
Jackson Dart.
All right.
Okay, just listen to this. I just want your take on it, Slay. This was to Teron Davenport.
Yep.
I mean, I think there's a lot of things. You can just turn on the tape and watch it. Things just fit.
What would you say if you had to point to something that separates you from the other quarterbacks? What would you say that is?
Honestly, I'm just going to keep that in between my meetings. So I appreciate the question.
Yeah, he ain't got no answer.
He didn't think that question was coming?
Okay,
maybe.
well, you better be prepped for that. You're freaking fifth on the possible number 1 overall list.
That right there, it was so quick that's one of those. It's so. Listen, when I was getting ready to go through the process, John Lucas told me, man, say if you don't understand, you don't understand. Yeah. It's okay to say that. That's what somebody prepped him to say that.
Yeah,
but he ain't got a clue.
So real quick to close out the FanDuel odds, just looking at quarterback. So they've got Cam Ward number 1, Shedeur Sanders number 2, Jackson Dart number 3. They've got Quinn Ewers number 4.
Wow.
And Jalen Milroe number 5. Milroe's the kind of guy I think could maybe creep up to maybe that third guy. It's either him or Jackson Dart, I think. But we'll see.
Hearing that, dog, I would have said, man, I'm gonna be honest. I've been so focused on myself, I haven't been able to watch their games.
Yeah, there are a million things you could have seen.
Nah, you don't. Yeah, he don't know.
3HL broadcasting live from Twin Peaks, where the beer is 27.2 degrees Fahrenheit, and February 10th through the 14th. That's Sweethearts Week they've got coming up here at Twin Peaks, and we've got more next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
All right, Zen Sports, the, of course, newest sports betting book right here in Tennessee, presents VIP play now. I told you about this grand prize winner that they did in December for the national championship game. Well, guess what? They have a grand prize winner. Rest of January is all you have to get in on this, where the winner will win a $10,000 bonus bet on the NFL big game in February and $10,000 cash or an alternative prize of $15,000 cash. So how do you earn entries? Every bet you place in January, every dollar you wager, you earn an entry, plus you earn 10 times the entries on all parlay bets. And if you're a new customer, sign up with my code and you'll get 500 entries. My code is DAWNTN, DAWNTN, and then you'll get those entries on top of everything else. Plus, if you don't win the grand prize, you'll have a shot to win one of 5 small prizes, a $1,000 bonus bet on the big game or $250 cash. Zen Sports, where betting just got better. They present VIP play. Jump in. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Qualifying wager for wager entry must have minimum odds for any leg of the entry of at least minus 250 or worse American odds. Qualifying wager also must be made for a minimum amount of $5. Head to zensports.com/sweepstakes for contest terms and conditions. You got to be 21 and older and in Tennessee to bet.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. I'm Joe Spanano live from Twin Peaks out in Cool Springs. The Senior Bowl practices are continuing down in Mobile, Alabama. Several Titans brass are in attendance, including Chad Brinker, Brian Callahan, and Mike Borgonzi. Titans Radio also down there as they continue to provide all of the pre-draft coverage. In NFL news today, former Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy has decided to focus on the 2026 hiring cycle, and he will not coach in the NFL this upcoming season. McCarthy, who has been an NFL coach in 18 seasons, pulled himself out from the New Orleans Saints job as they remain the only team to not have hired a head coach yet. Former Titans pass game coordinator and DB's coach Chris Harris was interviewing for the Jets defensive coordinator job today. Harris was not retained by Brian Callahan. Tonight in college basketball, number 1 Auburn heads on the road against LSU at 6 o'clock. Number 14 Mississippi State hosts number 4 Alabama at 8. And number 23 Ole Miss hosting Texas also at 8. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day. It feels like spring outside here in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Wednesday.
Hump day.
Good job.
I'm going to tell you what, man. You better be careful. Dang. Got a little hole in my mouth, like a little chunky. Dude, you got to be careful with this weather.
Why?
This is what you call fool's weather. My grandmama told me now, like, listen, go out there you want to. In this weather, you think it's all springy, you got your little shorts on, and you're looking crazy, and then, boom, that weather going to change, and you know what you're going to do the next 2 days? Coughing, hacking up stuff.
So
sick.
It's so funny that you say that. My grandmother used to say that. Like, if it was 75 in the middle of December or something, I would come over in shorts.
Fool's weather.
And she'd be like, boy, you better put some pants on. It's December. I'm like, Grandma, it's like 75 outside.
That's what they want you to think. The people out there controlling their climate, they are telling you, fool's weather is activated.
You're saying
out there.
Yeah, them people out there. That's right.
Here we go. Here we go into the conspiracy part of the show.
I'm just saying, y'all.
Are you saying that Mother Nature is full of crap?
No, I'm just saying Mother Nature has been compromised.
Are you saying that Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
It's Babsy, y'all. Movie references.
Broadcasting live from Twin Peaks. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, they have everything from tequila cocktails
too, y'all.
and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls.
All right. Okay, we going to try one. No, we got to try one. This ain't – got to try 2 curve, going to get one. Listen, dog.
You got to try one with some of the guys sitting at the bar. The one in the middle needs one.
I need to try one while doing the show. While we at the bar when they're having bourbon tasting, and we ain't tasting nothing.
Local craft beers, handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree draft beers. But, extensive bourbon selection served over ice balls.
I'll take one. Kirby will take one, too.
I'll take some ice balls.
Put in your Yeti.
Put in my water.
No, seriously. Waitress.
Kirby, it's not 2 o'clock.
That's
it's
her name, yeah.
It's 4 o'clock.
Cam from Hawaii.
Honolulu,
Hawaii.
We have breaking Titans news.
Uh-oh.
Big Jeff has been. No, I'm just kidding.
What? I was going to say, I
is.
told y'all. What?
Big Jeff.
What?
He's headed to the Pro Bowl.
Along with Drake May. Big Jeff and Drake May
Big
headed
Jeff
to the Pro Bowl.
is off to Orlando.
Lady, boy.
Hold on.
I should have known. I can see the city from here, and it's not burning.
That's right?
I should have known.
Titans fans would lose.
What would the reaction be if like seriously breaking news and we're like, oh, Big Jeff's been traded to New England?
Boy, you better be getting.
You better be getting
Josh Allen, you better be getting somebody special.
Josh Allen's not even in New England.
I know,
but whatever. I see your point.
Yeah, like something. You better get something.
And not Drake May, but Drake May's a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, all right. That's the last face of your franchise right there.
We read through all the quarterbacks that they went through to get to Drake May. It's pretty funny yesterday.
Hey, Zeph, come here.
Dog.
Because I need you put your headphone on.
She's
I
about
need
to
your
give her
take now.
hers.
Let me just
Give
go
you
ahead
hers.
and say,
Talk to him.
Zeph yesterday went off on Drake May being a Pro Bowler.
he's like,
what are we talking about? This is so dumb. Why does this even exist?
He's a bottom 10 quarterback in terms of all stats. You know how many like Brent said, you know how many quarterbacks they had to get through to get to Drake May?
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, but now here, all of a sudden, here we are on a Wednesday, January 29th, and now Big Jeff just got added to the Pro Bowl. So what's your take on that? Because that's one of your own now.
You know what? That's just another step towards his Hall of Fame career.
Good job,
there you
Smiley.
go. Way to spin
Good
it.
job, Smiley.
Way to spin it, Zeph.
The Pro Bowl is still stupid. I will stand on that.
Yeah.
And I think they should just abolish it and it not even count.
Who was the backup quarterback that made it last year? Tyler Huntley. Eki Bop from the Shadows has
Huntley.
appeared.
I mean, I didn't even know
Tyler
Bob
Huntley.
was here until I went to the bathroom.
Tyler Huntley. That was
War
a good
Eagle.
pull. Good pull, Bill.
Is that a Tiger, Auburn?
Yeah.
Okay. He might not want to be seen here. So.
The last guy that sat in that stool,
I'm not
on
trying to
that
call
stool,
you out, bud.
gave you a thumbs down when you talked about Auburn.
I know. Well, this one's hiding from us.
How about this?
Clearly doesn't want people to know.
Drake May named a Pro Bowl over Lamar Jackson. That's what the headline is.
Hey, Babs is stupid.
Just like the Pro Bowl.
To be fair, that headline's a little misleading because it wasn't over Lamar Jackson. It was
Because Lamar Jackson
I know.
Lamar said no.
hurt.
I know, but
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
Or not
Whoever
hurt.
wrote that.
He said-
NFL announced final rosters. New England Patriots rookie Drake May replacing Jackson on the AFC roster. Pittsburgh's Russell Wilson filling in for Josh Allen. Tampa Bay's Baker Mayfield also selected to fill Daniel's spot on the NFC side. Man, I had
They should have got
This is a
Daniel
different
Jones in
story.
there if they were doing all that.
There's like 5 quarterbacks that turned it down.
Well, it
for
don't
him to
matter.
get
He'll
it.
be here next year to be able to
Name
be
an
a Pro Bowl
AFC quarterback and they turned it down.
Yep.
Really?
Probably.
That's all right. Daniel Jones will be here next year. He'll be a Pro
Somebody
Bowl.
wrote in
Except
if
for
Drake,
Will Levis.
if Drake May had an injury, then Will Levis was next.
I mean,
Probably.
Stop.
Aaron Rodgers was probably.
Is
right
Jaquan
after
Jackson there yet?
Trevor Lawrence.
oh,
Drake May.
that's pretty tough. Good job, Drake.
Drake May just catching strays in
Drake?
Nashville.
We love you, Drake.
It is also 70 degrees and sunny at the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. A great Twitter follow for updates belongs to our very own Zach Lyons from Cover 2. Heard 1 to 3 right here on 104.5 The Zone at the Zach Lyons.
Although I will
Oh, he's
say,
the Zach Lyons.
The Zach Lyons.
He's like
Oh,
the
he's
Ohio
like
State.
you.
Yeah, he like me.
the Ron Slay.
I'm E though.
Yeah, the.
Like upon thee.
No, you're
That's
only 2 E's on Instagram. You're
Is
one E
there
on
another
Twitter.
the Ron Slay? Is that why you had to do 2
Yeah,
E's?
I don't know why it wouldn't let me get.
Who is this imposter?
Yeah, that's what I said too.
Oh, we're taking him out.
I was going to ask him could I get it, but that was like, you know.
Do you
what,
think
I
it
don't
has
wanna
something to
fight
do
that
with the
battle.
Chunky Junkie? Like, is this all tied together?
No, this is all pre.
Yeah, this
is pre-chunky junkie.
By the way, update, they haven't found her. Or your pistol.
I told
Everybody keeps
Buckingham
asking.
yesterday she's able to go through like a portal system. Like, yeah.
I
that
mean,
powerful.
has to.
Yeah, like how can you vanish? You can't. How do you possibly vanish?
With no
That's right.
blood. You flip the vehicle. Every
Single airbag.
airbag.
Yeah.
And there was
deployed.
like 50 of
Yeah,
them.
exactly. No blood at the scene or anything. So the
Your
only
cell
thing,
phone was there, but the pistol was gone.
Yeah, and charger's still there and everything. But I think she just got beamed up like Star Trek.
Yeah.
Speaking of Buck.
So going back to Zach Lyons real quick,
Yeah.
he did tweet this from the Senior Bowl, which I thought was funny. LSU pass blockers' performances today make you want to go up and hug them and tell them it'll be okay. Better luck next time.
Damn. That's for the old lineman.
Yeah, they're
Pass
2
blockers.
tackles, right tackle, left tackle.
Coming
Wow.
in harsh there from Zach.
Zach also said the best wide receiver on the national team was Virginia Tech wide receiver Jalen Lane. If you'll remember, he transferred to Virginia Tech after a very productive run at MTSU for
Yep.
Coach Stock. And great kid from what I hear.
So
Go ahead.
I was gonna say who we got to pick from the wide receivers though, like name worthy wise.
Well, I mean, I don't have the list in front of me. But
Wow, come on, Euro.
I'll pull it
What,
up.
you want to talk wide receiver?
No, I want to talk. I just want to know what the list is to pull from. I was looking for Coach Mack last year. While we had him on to
Last year.
give us somebody like remember how they came back raving about T'Vondre Sweat? Did you feel like he raved about
and
anybody?
And the year
in this
before
one?
Tajay Spears.
And the year before Tajay Spears, like they didn't come back raving about anybody. So
well,
does
they're
that
still
speak
there.
to what the
We got to
draft
give
is?
them some time.
They saw it right off, Babs. With because remember Tajay first
look
was
at
the
him.
testing.
He's like a bear.
Yeah, no, but Tajay
On
the
two
first was the
legs.
testing. Remember, then they start running routes. It was like, damn, he can run routes too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then Tavondre shut it down after day one. That's all I'm saying. Like they were able to catch his eye.
Some of the wide receivers, Jalen Royals from Utah State, DK from Florida, Brew McCoy from Tennessee, and Jack Besh from TCU.
I did see a good clip
I saw
of Brew.
Brew look good. Yeah.
He's big.
Brew is big.
Big and physical.
Mm-hmm.
So people were talking yesterday. We hit this on our show that he's more of a tight end.
Brew?
Some people are starting to say that.
Guy.
Guess what? I ain't mad at that. If you look at his size and what's our buddy from the Swiss Army knife for the New Orleans Saints, they use
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? That's the same kind of size to me anyway. I think Brew may be a little bit taller.
When she said that, I thought that's people saying that Brew is slower than.
That's what I think.
Wide
I thought it was that people were saying basically
and he needs to play
can't
tight end.
separate, so he's got to play tight end to find a spot.
But I can see what you're saying for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at that, though.
All right, when we come back, Todd Ferman, Bet the Board podcast. We'll talk about the Super Bowl with him. Also talk about the NFL draft, who he has up at the top. That's coming up next as we continue to broadcast live from Twin Peaks and Cool Springs. We'll be here until 6 o'clock on 104.5 The Zone. Want to tell you about my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, new or pre-owned, whatever you're looking for. They have a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, and you can check them out online at GuptonMotors.com. That's GuptonMotors.com. Address, phone number, all of the dealership information is right there online. The inventory, all the deals they have going on, GuptonMotors.com. Some of those deals include select 2024 Jeep Gladiators up to 25% off MSRP. $500 off every pre-owned vehicle with dealer-arranged financing. 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4xe, 0% for 72 months. Rams fit 3,500, 4,500, 5,500 in stock, upfitted and ready for all of your commercial needs. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. Just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. Go see my friend Daniel Gupton and his crew. Tell them what you're looking for. They'll point you in the right direction. Take your test drive. Go inside. They'll help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. 3450 Tom Austin Highway, online, GuptonMotors.com.
I wanna fly away.
Yeah. Your chance to win concert tickets. Don Davenport and Ron Slay performing at Bridgestone Arena this Sunday at 2 o'clock.
Who?
You guys singing?
Oh, yeah. I thought that's what you said.
It's just a little slick, little afternoon show at Bridgestone.
You got to say little baby.
Little baby slick.
Yeah, little baby, little slick show. That's all. Babs get on up there rocking, get on out of the way.
Y'all could open up for Metallica. That would be good.
Nah, Metallica can come a couple of days later.
Broadcasted live from Twin Peaks, 29.8 degrees the beer temperature. You can cozy up to the bar or sit over here with us. What? Oh. Speaking of concert tickets, what?
I see who we got coming up.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of concert tickets, real quick, when you come in the front door at Twin Peaks and Cool Springs, turn to the right and see Becky Bop. He's got QR codes for your chance to win tickets to see Metallica. What was the other one, Bop? Where did Bop go?
He's bopping. On Bop Patrol.
I think he's at his table.
And
Nope, he's not.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's concerts that you can register to win.
We promise at some point he'll be there.
Todd Ferman joins us now from Vegas. So Slay and Dawn, after this show at Bridgestone, they're going to go on tour, and they've got a residency at the Sphere in Vegas. You going to buy tickets, Todd?
I mean, MSG is already in trouble financially, so with those two in a residency, I mean, I may want to short that stock as soon as we wrap up our 15-minute weekly chat. But Slay, question for you, my friend.
Here we go. What's up, Todd, father?
Are you putting on a shooting clinic for the boys in Knoxville anytime soon? Because to quote the great white men can't jump, they're putting up enough bricks right now to build a homeless shelter the last 2 games from Beyond the Arc.
Hey, man, listen, I'm telling you, Todd, father, that's the way it goes. Sometimes one thing they better do is get into the gym. I've been through slumps like that, and I've also been when we had to go to practice, and it really ain't a lot. It's just, especially in season, we just start getting in there, getting a whole lot of shots up. But this is my question, Todd Father. Do you give other people hell like when Iowa State lost to West Virginia or last night when they lost to Arizona? Or was it Monday night when they lost to Arizona? Are you giving, because you go on a lot of stations, do you give these people hell too like you do me?
I mean, look, I've never done consistent radio for 10-plus years in Ames, and the people that I knew in Tucson have long since moved on into larger markets. But you want to talk about an improbable finish this week in college basketball. I actually turned that game off when it was 71-68, so I didn't realize that Arizona hits the three from the other side of half court and goes on to win and cover, getting a big resume-defining win. But the better question I have for you, Slay, and Dawn, you can chime in here as well. What did you guys end up betting on the game over the weekend between Auburn and Tennessee? And more importantly, did you just go with the straight-up variety, or was Slay able to get the cash knowing that Tennessee didn't get the win, but they did get the cover down there?
See, that was my argument.
That's what Mayor said.
Nope, we went straight up. Listen, we went straight up, and I said, you know why? Because not everybody is a bunch of degenerates like you guys are. So we went straight up. And
she put it all over
clearly
social
I
media.
won.
I mean, Dawn, we're just talking amongst friends here. Would you have felt the same way about going straight up if it was Tennessee, a 4.5 point favorite, and they were the home team in the game, or did you use a competitive advantage here to hoodwink Slay?
Well, I'm not telling you that because that's part of my competitive advantage.
I like it. Van's thinking outside the box. You're getting that competitive advantage, and she really playing hook, line, and sinker with a little rope-a-dope.
The Auburn at home certainly played in there, clearly.
It definitely played a role. I mean, tough venue to go win, and a defensive slugfest, to say the least, between two teams who clearly have aspirations of getting into the Final Four and cutting down the nets if the offensive games are there for both sides.
Who's the favorite right now to win in March? Do you have that? Is it super early?
No, I mean, all those numbers are going to be up, and you see a little bit of volatility there this time of year, of course, as always. But if you're going through trying to figure out exactly what those numbers are going to look like, I mean, to win a national championship, I don't think it'll surprise anybody that Duke and Auburn more or less neck and neck is kind of the co-favorites. And then you get into a little bit of that second tier with Houston, Iowa State, and then drop down into the third tier with the likes of Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, before you really fall off a cliff into the Kansas, Marquette, Kentucky era.
So you just made Dawn Davenport really happy because you said the two favorites to win it all are both her teams, Duke and Auburn.
Yeah, don't ask how, Todd, Father.
I mean, look, Dawn's got to try and celebrate in the hardwood because we know she's not going to have much to celebrate when it switches over to the football season. So Dawn's got to take her wins when she can get them these days until OSU gets things turned around.
Hey, listen, he got a quarterback, allegedly.
Oh, my gosh. Now he's a quarterback?
Wow.
You dogged him when he was at Oklahoma. Now he's a quarterback?
I mean, he did go in there and lead the Sooners to an improbable win, so we'll see. But I'm not sure I call Jackson Arnold true QB1 material against SEC caliber defenses.
Hey, you do know he's better than Peyton Thorne, so.
Speaking of quarterbacks.
You know what? That remains to be seen. I watch enough Jackson Arnold behind a makeshift offensive line in Norman that there are plenty of Sooner fans who might have been happier with Peyton Thorne under center for them than what you guys may get in the Jackson Arnold experience.
I almost cussed.
Yeah, one begat the other. That's what's happening right now. So, so the Titans changed the betting odds for the top of the NFL draft order when Chad Brinker said on Ramon, Kayla, and Will that they were not going to pass up a generational talent. Yesterday, Todd, Brian Callahan was asked about Jackson Dart, and he said he has an interesting talent set. So,
I mean, look,
generational or interesting?
Yeah, I mean, look, if the Tennessee Titans are taking Jackson Dart with the number 1 pick in the draft, you guys need to find another team to root for. Let's put it plain and simply.
Thank you.
Dart did go a long way, though, from when he was recruited by USC to how he looked running Lane Kiffin's offense. But he's not the kind of guy that you're picking in the top 10. Now, if Jackson Dart's hanging around in round 3 and you feel he wants to be a little bit of a project, I think his upside is significantly higher than what we saw in a previous Ole Miss quarterback in Matt Corral that never panned out because some of the off-field issues. But I will say, it's the time of year when any of these GMs or head coaches speak that it really creates a seismic shift in the draft odds. So much so that Jackson Dart is now the 5th favorite to be the number 1 pick in the draft. There is a substantial drop-off from the Cam Wards, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and Shedeur Sanders camp, but Dart has the next shortest price tag there. I mean, I wish there was a no price, and I'd feel extremely comfortable looking to try and bet against that, being the way things unfolded. But I might have said something similar, albeit with a little bit of a different pedigree, for Baker Mayfield when he became the number 1 pick in the draft. We've seen guys fall in love with certain prospects that have unique skill sets when guys are throwing in shorts. My problem is I've seen enough Jackson Dart when he steps up in class. The decision-making leaves a little bit to be desired, and I do question the arm strength and how it'll translate to the NFL as a potential QB1.
Speaking of GMs saying things, Mike Borgonzi was on the show with us, Titans' new general manager, and he was telling the story about trading up to get Patrick Mahomes, and he said they were floating out there that they were going to take Reuben Foster, the linebacker from Alabama, who ultimately went 31 to San Francisco. It's funny to hear these guys, like years later, tell the stories behind some of these drafts.
Oh, it's phenomenal. I mean, it's the greatest game of liar's poker that's out there, trying to convince teams that you're interested in a couple of prospects, getting other teams that want to trade up and unload a whole lot of draft capital. And for every success story about the Chiefs identifying Patrick Mahomes, you have the flip side of things where the 49ers kind of mortgaged the future for Trey Lance that never panned out. So always interesting, and even as sophisticated as some of these scouting methods get, and the amount of tape that we have on the players as we continue to move forward, and some of the other methodologies they use, a very imperfect science to identify the kind of players that are going to have lasting legacies on the franchises that ultimately draft them.
Todd Ferman, our guy at Vegas, Bet the Board podcast, rate, review, subscribe. All right, Todd, looking at the NFL draft, so the Cam Ward favorite to go number 1 he's still there, but the number came down when Brinker made that generational talent comment. Do you think he was talking about Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, or was he just talking?
I hope he was talking about Abdul Carter more than Travis Hunter. And again, this isn't a knock on Hunter, but my big concern with Travis Hunter is you look at the unique skill set he provides. And at the college level, playing more than 120 snaps a game, being able to go both ways is immeasurable with the value he added for Colorado. But at the same time, I don't have Travis Hunter ranked as a top wide receiver coming out in this class, and I don't have him ranked as the top cornerback coming out in this class. So unless you believe a player can play both sides of the ball in the NFL, it makes it very difficult for me for Travis Hunter to be that first pick in the draft, because I think Will Johnson will continue to climb the board as a true cover corner. And when I look at the receiver position, I mean, Tetairoa McMillan, probably the truest skill set at wideout. So going to be fascinating to see how these odds continue to move. Meanwhile, Abdul Carter, I mean, he's cut from the same cloth as a Micah Parsons type. And we've seen players that come out of Penn State that are absolute game disruptors. And when Carter was healthy, I mean, he can do things that very few other defensive players are capable of doing in this draft. And we've always said, when you look at the way the NFL is trending, albeit you've seen teams commit to running the football a little bit more, so maybe we'll see a slight shift the two premium positions that you have to have if you're going to be elite is somebody that can generate pressure off the edge or be able to blitz, and then an elite cover corner that you can put on an island. I mean, look at the dividends that Quinyon Mitchell has paid for Philadelphia in his rookie season. It's just put him out there, forget about it, and it allows any talented DC to scheme things up differently when you can play those DBs one-on-one against the top receivers in the league.
Wow, that Abdul Carter, boy, he keep on creeping. I feel like I'm missing something. I was just telling Babs and them, Tom Fowler, I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know if it's the eye test. Has he done enough? Is it his first time playing a position? It just, to me, it feels like a stretch.
I mean, I think, look, honestly, Slay, it's not what Titans fans want to hear, but this isn't going to be, in my opinion, a generational draft where having that number one pick allows you to get a player that's going to be a fixture in your franchise going forward. I'm not in the business of assessing talent, though, for a living, and maybe there's a diamond in the rough that they're going to find. But when you go through some of these questions that you have about a lot of the players being bandied about to be that number one pick in the draft, I'm not sure there's a guy that's there, which is why when we had this discussion a little bit last week, that if the Titans can get a couple of position needs addressed and someone is willing to overpay because they fall in love with a particular talent with that number one pick, trade down, accumulate talent, and just try and find ways to get other guys that you can plug in as starters somewhere on either the offensive or defensive side of the ball, knowing that this Titans roster is still a long, long way from being able to compete.
Todd Ferman, our guy in Vegas. So how much is wagered on the Super Bowl compared to, like, regular NFL games?
It's massive and continues to grow. And while people want to talk about the overall level of fatigue they have with the Chiefs getting back to the big game for the third straight year, a rematch of a game we saw in Phoenix a couple of seasons ago, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's the final football game that we see where there's actually something to play for until we get to week 0 in the end of August for college football and for NFL, week after Labor Day. So people that may not be enamored with this matchup and may have wanted the Buffalo Bills for a little bit of something different and unique, they're going to be involved, and I'm not sure we're going to set records with this particular Super Bowl, but it is the single most wager on sporting event across the landscape. I know people like to make the comparisons to the opening weekend of the NCAA tournament, and sure, if I have that volume of games where I have 48 different contests that people can bet on, that'll rival it over the first 4 days. But the Super Bowl in and of itself is officially, the most wagered on sporting event that we see in this country.
Well, I'm looking at a tweet right now saying bookmaker sets Travis Kelce proposal odds for the Super Bowl. I'm sure you'll be all over that one, right?
I mean, unless I had a little bit of inside intel, and I'm not connected to anybody in the Travis Kelce PR camp or Taylor Swift. Those are bets that you need that perfect information to be able to make a buck or two. I'm not going to sit here and flip coins, but I have not seen a price on that. I'm sure the no is somewhat reasonable. I can't imagine someone of the clout of those two that Travis Kelce would think of proposing on the football field, stealing a page from the Ian Johnson playbook at Boise State.
What if it got out?
I agree.
What if it got out that Jason Kelce put a large amount on Travis Kelce proposing?
I mean, look, those are the kind of nuggets that you're looking for. I mean, if you have that kind of intel, it's all about obtaining perfect information to be able to make your wagering that much easier and more straightforward when you possibly can do it.
I mean, we do
Insider info.
We do have a game. You were talking about people being tired of Kansas City or whatever, but I mean, it's basically a one point game, right? Like, so we do have an interesting, potentially tight matchup.
And this has kind of been the trend over the last couple of years. I mean, the days of us seeing 14, 15, 17-point spreads like we did for a while in the 90s officially in the rear view. What's interesting about this number, too, look-ahead numbers were widely available before we saw the two championship games on Sunday, and it had Kansas City listed as a 1.5-point favorite in this particular spot. KC slips by Buffalo 32-29. Philadelphia boat races Washington, and here we are with the Chiefs installed as a short favorite as expected. The total has been the bigger move from where odds makers projected to open this. That was forecasted, to be below the key number of 47 in that 46.5 range. We see both games go flying over the total. We know the public loves to root for offense, and here we are with a total that opened as high as 50.5 in some spots, got down to 49.5, and actually earlier today started to see a little bit of under money come into the market as well, with those 49.5 turning into 49, and questions about, Kansas City, if their defense has some questions that need to be answered, or if Philadelphia is going to be able to generate pressure without blitzing, which was the Achilles heel for Patrick Mahomes a few Super Bowls ago when the Bucs were able to get through the Chiefs.
I'm sure you have some advice to aim at people that try to make back whatever they've lost during the regular season, right?
Like me, Todd Ferman.
Yeah, the advice is don't do it. And you can kind of take the quote from Vegas Vacation, where they say, why don't you just hand the money over to me? I'll take you outside, kick you in the nuts, and call it a day. That's probably the best approach towards trying to make back all your losses. Don't dig yourself a bigger hole. If you can chip away, great, but there's plenty of money to be made in a variety of other sports. The money isn't worth that much more that you can make in the NFL compared to the other betting propositions that are out there on a day in, day out basis.
I'm glad you mentioned that movie, because that's like low key. I don't think about it often, but Vegas Fake. Nick Papagiorgio, what a great name, and Wayne Newton's in there.
I mean, look, if you could make fake IDs the same way that they did for Nick Papagiorgio back in the day, I might have a lucrative side hustle out there on Las Vegas Boulevard.
I mean, Todd Ferman, I feel like you were talking to me right there, but you think I'm going to listen to you? And not trying to make it all back?
No, I wasn't talking to you, Slay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you took offense to a general statement I made, that's you having a guilty conscience. I can't be held responsible or accountable for any poor choices you make at the wagering window.
Todd Ferman, all I'm telling you is I'm going to get it all back on one game, baby.
Are you going to tell us which game it's going to be? Is it going to be the Super Bowl, or are you going to try and find a prop that you really like in the flag football game that we're going to see in Orlando this weekend instead?
Flag football.
I'll text you and let you know.
All right, I appreciate that.
I don't want to change the odds like that. I don't want to change the odds.
No, I don't want you moving the market. We can help you move in the shadows so the betting market doesn't light up like a Christmas tree when Slay decides he wants to get down his 5-6-figure wager on the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
By the way, Todd, we saw Wayne Newton. He just walked by our table last year when we were in New Orleans.
We all got pictures.
We all got pictures with him. Greg Cosell leans back and he goes, "Man, he looks like a corpse."
Yeah, I don't think Wayne Newton's face has moved in the last 27 years. So, I mean, I think what you see with Wayne Newton is no different than what you see at Madame Tussauds Wax Museum at the Venetian. Whether you see him in person or you happen to see him in the Wax Museum, that face ain't moving anytime soon.
That's the truth, boy.
Well, it was kind of terrifying, actually.
It's not the most pleasant thing. And look, maybe you guys are onto something with a little bit of conspiracy that we got some Weekend at Bernie's type stuff going on with Wayne Newton that we're going to find out, 15, 20 years down the road, he's actually been legally dead for the last 14 years of his life.
Hey, don't you speak about the legend that way, Todd Ferman.
I think we should end there.
Hey,
what a great way to end today's show.
He's made a hell of a lot more money in Las Vegas than I have, Slay. So far be it for me to be throwing stones living in a glass house out here in the town that Wayne Newton built.
Todd, that was right before we went to spend $40 on a cheeseburger instead of coming to see you. In front of the fountains.
Look, it better have been the best damn cheeseburger y'all ever ate if you're going to blow me off in my own town. But, I understand it. I get the level of respect I command, so I appreciate that. And that's why, normally I always lean into Dawn being my ride or die compared to the two of you who just have to fill your stomachs at all costs.
It's okay. We'll be back to see him in 2 years?
Yeah, we did end up with a very nice and expensive.
It's going back to Vegas, though.
An expensive dinner with Todd.
Ooh, it was yummy.
And his bride.
Yeah.
2 years. In a casino set, right? From the movie?
Yes.
No, yeah, I was going to say a scene from Casino at an Italian joint called Piero's. But, I figure, Slay, you're going to be pushing for the College Football National Championship, 2027?
Yep.
We'll be hosting that game out here, so maybe the Vols will be able to win a game in the college football playoff and get one step closer to playing for that trophy.
I'll be there and be as belligerent as possible.
I wouldn't have it any other way, my friend. I wouldn't have it any other way.
All right. Thanks, Todd. Appreciate it. We'll talk with you next week.
Guys.
Yep. Todd Ferman, Bet the Board podcast. They'll have their Super Bowl pod out next week. More 3HL when we come back. Stay tuned. As we broadcast live at Twin Peaks in Cool Springs. We'd love to see you out here. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. Some college basketball questions or games coming up tonight. And Buck had a poll question that I thought was interesting today. I'll read that to y'all and see what you think.
Lucas must have came up with this.
Oh, for sure. Next, coming up next, 3HL.
Oh, y'all. Now listen, KellamStemCellInstitute.com. That's where you go. Get all this information about your body, man. I'm talking about get to feeling great. Hit the feet, hit the ground, get up out the bed and say, yes, it's time to go. You ain't got to do all that stretching and moaning and trying to motivate yourself. I went through it myself, man. Knees, shoulders, hip, all of this. I had such great results with my knee that I wanted to expedite the results in my hip, so I went back to Kellam, talked to him one-on-one and told him, man, hit me with the secret sauce one more time. What does it do? Nanoparticles and other growth factors function by increasing the energy output of your cells as well as improving cell communication. So the end result is faster healing and pain relief, and I'm living proof of it. All it does is really your stem cells going back in and telling your cells, hey, y'all, get up. Let's get to work. It's your body, your cells, your solution. 615-850-4415. That's the number, 615-850-4415. Set it up. Talk to Dr. Kellam straight up, and you can't go wrong with KellamStemCellInstitute.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, broadcasting live from Twin Peaks in Cool Springs. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. We'd love to see you out here. Coming up this month, February 10th through the 14th, Valentine's Day week. It's Sweethearts Week here at Twin Peaks. Whatever that means.
Thanks, Smiley. You didn't leave me out there by myself. Thanks, Smiley.
It says BRs all week for Sweethearts Week.
Mm-hmm.
And also some kind of mango yummy shot.
Can you see it's laid on?
Dos hombres. Yeah, that's the dos hombres.
Here we go.
Dos hombres.
What's up, brother? We'll be here until 6 o'clock. 28.4 degree, the current temperature of the beer.
Hey,
okay?
Temperature just went out. Went up outside 1 degree.
61 now?
It was 60 when I came in.
How nice.
Yeah,
what a beautiful day.
Don't be the fool.
Nice.
Happy Wednesday.
Don't be the fool, though.
How nice.
It's very nice. Very nice.
I forget what accent you do that sounds like Borat, but that's what always
It's very nice. It's very nice. What
you
is
do
it?
imitate somebody, and then you sound like Borat.
Yeah, it is. I forgot.
Is it your Italian?
No.
His Italian's way
Italian's
better.
on
I can get some Italian.
You're on point with that.
I forgot what it is. It ain't England, is it?
Maybe it is England.
Mm-hmm.
Might be.
My English accent.
Turns into Borat. Buck had a poll question today.
What did Lucas come
Talk
up with?
to me.
So Lucas comes up with the poll questions,
So
right?
true.
And then
Yeah.
intentionally misspells them and puts them on Buck's Twitter feed.
I love it.
Oh, I didn't realize he intentionally
Oh,
misspells
yes.
them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they debate about
Smiley and us. Smiley, no.
it. Smiley, is that true?
Buck misspells his Twitter, and he refuses to accept responsibility.
Oh, yeah. Okay. They're
Stop
teaming up
playing
on
music.
him. There you go.
Anytime Smiley talks on the show, he's going to play music. Is that
I
what's
love that
happening?
Smiley. Yes. That's dope. That's the poll music, right? Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah, that's his poll music.
I just thought
read the poll.
I just thought Smiley decided every time he talks he's going to play music.
Well, that's the poll music. Read it.
All right, read the poll.
Smiley music.
Poll.
Do you want Will Levis to be on the Titans roster in 2025? Do you want Will Levis to be on the Titans roster in 2025?
Okay, that's dumb.
It's not dumb when you see how close it is.
No.
Yes, he's cheap.
That's what I answered.
He's cheap.
He's on his rookie deal.
On his rookie deal. He can push another quarterback. He can be a good scout quarterback.
See, having said all that, and I agree with her, and I voted
And he's
yes,
cheap.
but I thought that it would be overwhelmingly no, based on a poll question on Twitter about Will Levis.
What's the percentage?
I just would not like him to contaminate anyone else that comes into the room.
Slay would vote no.
So the mayo goes bad.
Just saying.
Like a 2-day-old Subway sandwich.
If he wasn't,
That's it,
so
sitting in the
bad,
car.
then maybe you could have gotten something for him. You know,
Yes.
he was just so bad.
Speaking of yes,
There were just too many bad
all I'm
moments
saying.
that,
Speaking of yes.
his arm doesn't overcome.
Right.
do you want Will Levis to be on the Titans roster in 2025? When I last looked, it was 52% said yes.
Let him go be great somewhere else.
52% said
It's
yes.
basically 50-50.
Yeah, which is hard to find in sports, a 50-50 question. But are y'all not – I thought it would be like 65% no.
Yep.
What if they draft a rookie and then sign a bridge? Then he wouldn't – there's no way he'd be on the roster at that point, right?
Yeah, who going to take him? You ain't going to give
Practice
him away.
squad.
Yeah,
You don't-
ain't
he
gonna
on
give
the
him away.
practice
He doesn't
squad?
cost
Practice
anything,
squad?
really.
Yeah, that's the
I feel
thing.
like someone would pick him up off the practice squad
Maybe, but who
What?
at that
cares?
point.
To do what?
To do what?
I mean,
Yeah, I'm done playing around with Will Levis. It was
Slay's
fun.
done.
It was fun.
I think Brian Callahan's
I had
done.
to trust myself. I should have trusted myself in the beginning.
If you don't draft a rookie, I say yes. If you
I would
draft a rookie,
say-
I think he's gone.
I would say based on the conversation that Brian Callahan had with Easton Freeze from A to Z Sports, I would argue that what you guys said was right, that he is moved past Will Levis.
Oh, Callie's done with him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He would never flat out say it, but he can't.
I mean,
he
he
can't
basically
do
did.
enough of a poker face, and he can't speak in poker terms.
Poker fan.
Yeah, he can't do it enough with Will Levis to make us not think that he's done with him. He done.
Nope.
He done.
It's over. That part is over.
Over Rover?
Well.
Uh-oh.
Nah.
That's a big slate right there.
I think Will Levis, I've stepped it back. I think Will Levis made Brian Callahan question himself and the job that he was doing. And this is just me talking. Okay?
No, but you're talking
and so Callie's like, I'm done with this guy.
Yeah, and
I'm not confident in calling an offense. I don't know what to call with him because I don't know what quarterback I'm going to get.
You don't know what to trust. That's right.
Like, you're killing me, kid.
You're right.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls. I mean, that's where we are.
That is where we are, Babs.
So because of that, I'm out.
See, and I'm more so like, okay, let them go be great somewhere else, man. Maybe this maybe this is too close to Kentucky. Maybe it's too much bad juju with Tennessee. Like, maybe he just need to get somewhere and get fresh. Maybe he need to go out west or something like that, and then maybe it'll work for him.
Like the Donner Party?
I mean, just saying.
Dawn sounded like she was one of the millionaires on Shark Tank when she...
That's exactly what I was imitating. Yep. Thank you for noticing, Zeph.
By the way, the Predators host Vancouver tonight at 8 o'clock. Late start there for the Preds. They have won 5 out of their last 6. Vancouver is currently 1 point out of the playoffs. So a big game for the Preds as they return to Bridgestone Arena following their circus trip.
Okay. Nice circular trip. Said, this ain't no circus.
There was a circus at Bridgestone Arena.
Your Ringling and them gone, huh?
Yeah, they gone. They gone.
Dang, I missed them.
They had 5 shows between Saturday and Sunday.
See, that's what I'm saying.
They're working, man.
Man, I'm tripping. I was supposed to be there.
I wonder what life in the circus would be like.
Life?
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Yeah, you just,
That's thinking.
You got all the animals, and then you got the weird people.
Man, that's some sacrifice right there. The traveling and, like the living habits probably.
Bearded ladies.
You got to be close to, you know what I mean? This is, y'all know what some of the worst places are?
This?
I don't know. I
was
about to go somewhere
Your
else.
husband's going.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I really thought you would add that in instead of us going down the circus path.
No.
Interesting, Mayor.
Nope.
Interesting.
Say hello to Travis Harder. Don't call him Mr. Babs to his face.
Yeah, call him Mr. Babs.
Call him Mr. Babs. I'm going with Babs now.
Oh, man. All right, when we come back, y'all know what's happening? Sean Merriman, 3-time Pro Bowler.
Hey.
Lights out Merriman.
3-time real Pro Bowler, back when the Pro Bowl was real.
Yeah,
the lightning bolt.
He was second-team All-Pro, NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. Slay's got it down.
That's him, bro.
You weren't on last time he was. You weren't here the last time he was.
Every time. I never.
Every time. I missed the first time.
You missed the first one. Okay.
You look like you're having a fit.
That's him. That's what he do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
what's the name of it?
I don't know.
Let me look at the name.
You look a little crazy.
I guarantee you the Chunky Junkie got out the car after she rolled it twice and did that.
No, she got down and did. I'm gonna show y'all. I found a meme
with the pistol in her hand.
Slay, it's lights out.
Lights out.
Thanks, thank you, Bob.
Bob, you are everywhere today, Bob.
Oh, I did say that.
You did.
Yeah.
Except at your table, you're supposed to be at.
You're everywhere, but
Sean Merriman, 3-time Pro Bowler, lights out.
There you go. Bob, see, sometimes you can't give all the answers, Bob, but then you just showed everybody you're not where you're supposed to be.
Sean Merriman. Bob's trying to eat dinner.
Hold on.
Sean Merriman coming up next as we broadcast live from Twin Peaks and Cool Springs. More 3HL next. Where can you kick off the new year with big savings on gig speed? Only with Xfinity now through January 30th. Get gig internet at home for $25 a month for 1 year when you add an unlimited mobile line which connects you to gig speed Wi-Fi on the road. Act fast today and save more than $650 over at AT&T and Verizon in your first year. Plus, hurry and take advantage because right now you can also get a free 5G phone with a trade-in. So save big and stay connected to what you love with fast gig speed internet and mobile from home to hotspots this new year. It's all about gig speeds and big savings. Don't wait. Get gig speed internet. Spend less green and switch to Xfinity. Go to Xfinity.com/gig savings to learn more. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment taxes and fees are extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After the promotion, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Savings compared to Verizon Fiber Gig Plus One unlimited welcome line and AT&T Fiber Gig Plus One unlimited starter line. Xfinity internet required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Good evening. It's 5 o'clock. I'm Joe Spadano live from Twin Peaks out in Cool Springs. The Titans have a Pro Bowler as Jeffrey Simmons is going to Orlando as he joins the Pro Bowl in a reserve role. He's the lone Titans Pro Bowler from 2024. In NFL news today, former Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy has decided to focus on the 2026 hiring cycle. He will not be coaching in the NFL next season. McCarthy, who has been an NFL head coach for 18 seasons, pulled himself out from the New Orleans Saints job as they remain the only team to not have hired a head coach. Former Titans pass game coordinator / DB's coach Chris Harris interviewed for the Jets defensive coordinator job today. Harris was not retained by Brian Callahan for 2025. Tonight in college basketball, number 1 Auburn heads on the road against LSU. Tip-off at 6 p.m. Number 14 Mississippi State hosting number 4 Alabama in a top 15 matchup at 8. And number 23 Ole Miss hosting Texas at 8 as well. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home of the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful evening in the Music City. We are broadcasting live in Cool Springs at Twin Peaks, where the food is great and the beer is cold. Don Davenport is here, y'all.
What up?
What up, Babsy?
Let's go. Happy Wednesday. Man, what a beautiful day here.
I'm telling you.
It's been awesome. It's 5 o'clock. It's still light out.
Ooh, it is 5 o'clock, right, Slay?
It's about to be Super Bowl month. I mean, we are just... Life is good.
I mean, this time next week, we will be at the New Orleans Convention Center talking with lots and lots of people about the Super Bowl, which we're going to do in just a second. Slay Dog is here, too.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
The Super Bowl is coming up next Sunday, and Sean Merriman joins us now, 3-time Pro Bowler, lights out, courtesy of Bet Online. Check out Bet Online for the most diverse list of well over 1,000 Super Bowl props, including MVP, length of anthem, close to 100 Taylor Swift-related props, broadcast odds, game and player stats, and much more. That's Bet Online. Check them out there. Sean Merriman. Sean, what's up? How are you, man?
What's up, man? How's it going?
You getting tired of seeing the Kansas City Chiefs play in the Super Bowl?
I can't say yeah because I'll become a hater. I think everybody hates when you got somebody just win so much. We've seen it with Muhammad Ali. We've seen it with Floyd Mayweather. And it's at the point now where sometimes people just show up to see you lose. And I think that the Chiefs are there at this point.
I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible to watch history, though, right, Sean? Like what Patrick Mahomes is doing is absolutely incredible. To play in his 5th Super Bowl before he hits the age of 30. Tom Brady was 35 when he played in his 5th. Michael Jordan was 33 when he played in his 5th NBA title run. So from that perspective, it's incredible to think about what Patrick Mahomes has been able to do.
Yeah, man. I think the biggest thing for me is, first of all, these guys are just winners, right? You look at the stats and some of the things they've done after the game, and nothing really jumps out the page from some of these games they're winning, right? Not a lot of passing yards and not a great defense. They play good, but not great. And then you look at the scoreboard, they're up by 7. And so you can't really put a finger on, like, how to stop these guys. You almost have to, in a sense, play perfect football before anything happens.
No explosives downfield, right? I mean, I think percentage of 20-plus passes from Mahomes this year is insanely low. So what do you think then? What do you have to? What does perfect football entail? How do you slow him down then?
You can't have 12 guys in the field. You can't have any personal fouls or silly penalties or lining up in the neutral zone in a fraction and then having him to throw the ball down the field. You can't do anything that's going to give them another set of downs. That's really the biggest thing because once you give them another set of downs, they're going to punch the ball in. And you guys keep kind of bringing up Tom Brady and the Patriots at that time. That's what made Tom so good and the Patriots so good. It wasn't that they were the best team always. They just found ways to win by capitalizing off of every single mistake that you make. And when you get down to this part of the season, as you've seen with the Bills, we hear it all the time, and I know it's kind of cliche as a game of inches, but 3 or 4 more inches, that's the first down for the Bills last week, right? And you look at how teams are winning at this point is no turnovers, control the clock, and no penalties. That is how you win the games this late in the season.
Sean Merriman with us, courtesy of Bet Online.
Sean, what is it, man, when you played against a lot of great offenses, and you see when running backs and offensive linemen kind of have a marriage going on? What is it that you're seeing out of Saquon in this O-line?
It's kind of funny that the running back position been devalued for so long for the last several years.
Yeah.
I think Saquon Barkley may have reset the market, right? And how front offices and teams look at the organization. And he's not only made that team, that offense better, he's made Jalen Hurts better himself, man. That RPO action, it don't feel the same no more, right? Because you know now that one of those guys can take the ball and hurt you, and the last person you want with the ball in his hand that you have to stop is Saquon Barkley.
Yep, that's right.
I mean, it's crazy to watch them, to your point, because Philadelphia has basically no downfield throw game, and Saquon just basically he just keeps saying, hey, watch this.
Yeah, but I want everybody to pay attention to, when Saquon Barkley really gets going, it's not the fact that he hurts you sometime with those home run runs. Look when he gets on the sideline. Look how he's yelling at the defensive players, and the coaches are jumping up and down. Like the excitement that he causes when he's out there in the field and he's doing these miraculous plays, these big runs. That's their momentum. They're playing off of Saquon Barkley and the things he's doing when he's running the football.
Do you anticipate Kansas City kind of having maybe more success than anyone in terms of limiting Saquon Barkley in that run game with Spags calling the plays on as a defensive coordinator?
Yeah, this game is going to be a chess match, and that's why I predict it's going to be pretty much a low-scoring game early on because it's going to be just adjustments and who does what, how many scripted plays to come out and see who's running zone or man and how they can change. I think the second half, when they finally settle down and adjust, that's when the points are going to go up. Most of the points are going to be scored. Early on, it's just going to be about running the football. Let's see who can sustain the running attack and control the ball, control the clock a little bit, establish a dominance. Right, you want to set the tone early on by being able to run the football. I think the second half is when they come out and say, okay, now it's time to put up some points. But I don't expect a whole lot of movement that first half.
So you're going under?
It's hard to say. I think it's going to be
first half.
Maybe definite first half.
Yeah, and then you're talking about the Chiefs who can put up 2 or 3 touchdowns in the quarter, right? If they really get rolling, and also you talking about a Philadelphia Eagles team that can just turn the ball and run in the ball and dink and dunk and RPO action and then get A.J. Brown in the mix or Smith in You're talking about now that they can start hurting you off of Saquon, and that's why I think that the first half is not going to be what everybody's anticipating.
I'm curious. Sean Merriman with us on 3HL. Always enjoy having you on, brother. Appreciate the time. I am curious, how do you watch the games? Because normal fans watch the ball, right? Nonstop, I'm watching the ball. Do you watch the ball or do you watch the trenches because that's kind of where you were?
The first couple of years I was watching and saying that guy's making $15 million. I could do that off the couch right now. The first 2 years you watch a game like that, but after you kind of be removed from the game a little bit, then you get back into your football knowledge, right? Like which hash marker they're lining up in, are they in which formation they are in? Is it 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 7? Which plays do they like to run or which sideline? Or which hash markers in 2nd and 7. You start breaking down the game a little bit differently. Also, too, I just talked about looking at Saquon when he gets to the sideline and what he's doing. And so you start to look at the overall game, not just who catches the ball and what routes they're running. You start looking at these pre-snap keys a little bit differently than everybody else.
So do you still have a deep-rooted hatred for the Chiefs?
No, look, when I played, the Chiefs helped me out a lot, man. They sent me to many Pro Bowls. So, it's one of these things. I don't have a hate for them. I think that if I do have any, pushback with what's going on right now, it's got to be officiating, right? For me, as a former player, you always told to take the game out of the ref's hands, right? Like the refs shouldn't lose or win a game for you regardless, and you want to put yourself in a position to win because you're just a better team. I think some of this, as of late, has got so blatant a little bit. It's just hard to kind of fight a little bit, but there's no taking away the greatness, man, of Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Andy Reid and then Chris Jones, too, man. I know that everybody got the bets on Patrick Mahomes winning MVP, but if you look at the last two Super Bowls, mainly 2 Super Bowls ago, at the end of that game, Chris Jones iced that game for him.
Yes.
He got on that left side of that line and forced that sack. That really ended the game for them. So, if it's not Patrick Mahomes on the offensive side of the ball for MVP, I would look at Xavier Worthy. Defensive side, man, I think we haven't seen somebody that can win the MVP since Von Miller, but it could be Chris Jones.
Man, such good stuff. Sean Merriman, I'm curious, as a defensive playmaker who loved to get up the field, and you may have not looked at this guy. I'm just going to ask out of the blue, but have you seen much out of Abdul Carter from Penn State?
Yeah, a lot of.
What do you think about him?
He I've been watching him a lot. Obviously, LeVar Arrington, who really started Stick City, was a mentor and a big brother to me. So I've been forced to look at every 11 that come out of Ohio State. I think Carter, man, I think that he's a guy, and I hate the comparisons. From any players, right? Even when somebody compare me and guys back in the day or whatever the case is, it's hard to not think that he could be the next, like Parsons coming out. Then Chop Robinson was another one that came out of there, man. It's a hell of a pass rusher. They're producing these guys that you can line up anywhere on the field and put them all over the field, right? He doesn't have to line up on one side. This guy that can start from the outside and then come down the middle, blitz a or B gap, and just cause havoc. Will Anderson is one of my favorite players to watch. He can play that Will Anderson type of role. So I think, especially, he comes out, man, you can put him on the field immediately, and he's going to make plays right away.
There he is. He's Sean Merriman. We call him Lights Out. Everybody calls him Lights Out. Does it say Lights Out on your driver's license? It should.
No, I got it tattooed on my body about 5 times, man, so I think I made a decision.
That makes sense. I think that's yours then.
Yeah, there you go. Sean, courtesy of Bet Online. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Always good to hear from you, brother.
You got it, man. Make sure you guys download Lights Out Sports TV. It's my new free ad-supported streaming platform that's available on all smart TVs, iOS, Android. We got a massive fight for my MMA company, Lights Out Extreme Fight. We got a big fight February 7th, so make sure you download it. Lights Out Sports TV is free, but we got 2 guys in this card coming up I think got a real shot at the UFC, so make sure you guys catch that.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, thanks for sharing, man. Appreciate it.
You got it anytime.
All right, Sean Merriman, courtesy of Bet Online. Check out Bet Online for the most diverse list of well over 1,000 Super Bowl props, including MVP, length of the anthem, close to 100 Taylor Swift-related props, broadcast odds, game and player stats, and much more. That's Bet Online. More from Twin Peaks when we come back in Cool Springs. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. We'll get Slave's take on Kentucky, Tennessee from last night next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, man, you got to get over there to PAI Medical. When you're talking about losing or thinning hair, WeGrowHair.com is right there for you. All you got to do is not wait. Hit them up, 615-376-6010. That's 615-376-6010. Now, I'm going around in the process of, going in there, and they got many different treatments. You can do the laser treatment. You can do the Artist Robotic FUE procedure. And We Grow Hair's high-density hair transplants that give you 2 times more hair in one procedure. A little incision right there on the back of your head, and then you see it. Boom, it's popping. You're ready to go. Or you can do the PRP laser treatments for busy men and women. You're in and out in 45 minutes. They work. Thicker and fuller hair right away. Restore your hair and your confidence. Me, myself, man, I was on TV, on the live stream, looking at it. I was like, man, that little sunroof opening up. I'm not even pressing the button to make it do that. So I said, hey, I'm going to take it in my own hands and go to WeGrowHair.com. Check them out. They are the best right here in Tennessee. 615-376-6010, WeGrowHair.com.
I love living in Middle Tennessee. We've got great restaurants, entertainment, sports, and one of the nation's top Ford dealers right here in our backyard. Two Rivers Ford. Remember that name. Two Rivers has been a staple in our community since 1983. They're locally owned. They have a non-commissioned sales team, and they sell below MSRP. They've been doing business with integrity for decades. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slade. Broadcasting live from Twin Peaks in Cool Springs. Are you looking for a job where you can have a ton of fun
Sorry.
and make great money? Twin Peaks is the team for you. They're looking for Twin Peaks girls, cooks, bussers, barbacks, and more. Text work the number 4 TP. Work the number 4 TP to 85,000 to apply.
Ooh.
850,000.
Wait. Let me look at that.
85000. No.
85,000. You're right. That's what you text it to.
Text to 85,000. Work for the number 4 TP for more information.
Twin Peaks TP.
So we mentioned that.
I might have to text that.
We mentioned that.
I think my contract's up soon.
Oh, Jesus.
Gotta get our management on that.
It's like girl Babsy.
Don Davenport leaves 3HL for Twin Peaks Cool Springs.
Man, their salads are really good.
Barrett Sports Media would have a field day
chicken
with them.
tenders are phenomenal.
Yeah, they would. Desserts are really good, too.
Pred's playing Vancouver tonight at 8.
Sorry, all right, focus.
And we mentioned that Don's husband was going, so he just texted us Thatcher, his other kid. Or another kid that he has, that you guys have. Let me quit talking.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Thatcher.
How about my 13-year-old stepson?
Yeah, there we go.
13-year-old just called, said he heard that Travis was going to the Preds game tonight. Travis asked him, how'd you hear that? He said his buddy texted him that was listening to 3HL. This is a 13-year-old.
That's real.
What up, people? We love you.
So,
we love our teenagers.
Yes, tune in, man. Stay away from
just be better than us.
Let's go to, you want to go to the phones?
Yeah.
615-737-1045. Philly Mike, next up on 3HL. Mike, what's up, man?
Hello, 3HL. I'm feeling great right about now, man.
I bet you are, Philly, Mike.
Philly?
Your Eagles have made it again.
Yes, we're there, man. I think we have a better team this time, and we have a chance to make some history. We've already beaten Brady in Super Bowl 52. If we win on Sunday, we'll be the first team to beat two of the top quarterbacks in NFL history, man, which would be fantastic, man. So it'll be our fifth overall, 3 NFL titles, and if we get this one, 2 Super Bowls, so it'll be a good time, man. So we have about 300 Nashville area Eagle fans that we've been gathering every Sunday, so we're having a great time, and we can't make any mistakes, but we see what happens. And I tried to call last week to make my prediction, just like Ron Slay always said, call before the game. But
that's right.
With the situation with the high school last week, that took priority, and with the 20th press conference in 3 years over the Titans, that took a lot of precedence last week, so I couldn't get in last week. But I predicted a 28-24 Eagles win because Washington always plays us tough. I did not expect a 55-23 game, but we'll take it, man. So
we went under 47 in our house. Didn't work out.
Nice.
Yeah, so we see. But, hey, got some good news. I had left hip replacement surgery back on December 18th, and I was back to work on January 15th, so staying in shape. I was able to get back quickly, and that's what it's all about, man. So all that basketball from Church League all the way through St. Joe's, with a lot of wear and tear on that left side, but I feel great right now, and I'm just as fast as Ron Slay now.
I was about to say, you ready to drop step dunk, Philly, Mike. You faster than me.
Slay might need to get the number for your guy, actually. He's all this traveling's getting
They got a little extra hip laying around somewhere. I can put it on.
Hip laying around.
Day by day, I was listening to these guys, and, as long as you stay in shape and do what the doctors tell you to do and do the exercises, man, you can bounce back quickly, man. So, so I feel great, awesome. And you guys take care, and let's go Eagles. And we still have some room for Titan fans in Eagles Nest, man, so come on over.
Ooh, wow.
Y'all do have A.J. Brown.
Mike.
Yeah.
That one kind of hurts. But, yes, good luck to you. I'm glad. Man, that's a fast recovery on that.
That is.
The things they do nowadays,
you got the
medically.
You said, Caldwell jeans. Do you have a hip lying around, extra hip lying around?
I'll snatch it up, put it on. Yeah, I'll put it on.
Get a cadaver hip.
Okay. Why do you always go death and destruction?
I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
They do that.
I mean, they got them.
104.5 The Zone, broadcasted live from New Orleans at Radio Row. Tune in as 3HL. That's us. Talks with tons of special guests that you will not hear anywhere else. February 5th through the 7th. Our Radio Row coverage is brought to you by Rude, who is proud to partner locally with MJ Frick.
Hey.
Among others. So, we'll do that next week. That's going to be fun. 615-737-1045 if you want in. Kentucky takes out Tennessee in Knoxville, 78-73. How concerned are you? I'm going to ask you 2 questions. How concerned – well, I guess it's the same question. How concerned are you about Tennessee basketball right now? They've lost 3 out of 4.
I'm not too concerned. I figure now as far as being able to close in and get – I said they were going to go win the SEC regular season championship. So that is squandered because the ground you got to make up. Even though they play the teams that are ahead of them, it's still a lot of ground to make up, man. To go
4
on
games.
Go like on even the thing about going on like a 4-game or 5-game winning streak in this league is kind of crazy to do. That's why it's so top tier what Auburn has been able to do, going undefeated so far in the league, regardless of who they play, where they play. But that'll be tested too here coming up soon. But as far as a 1 to 10, I'm about at a 3-4 because I think with the way I'm looking at it, it was expected. I was more so thinking when will he catch up to him? Missing a guy like Estrella down low. You finally got to see that. I talked about it in the Florida game, the length down low in that interior, how it's gonna hurt him. I thought it would overpower Vanderbilt. It didn't. Vanderbilt was able to get out to him and get the get the best of them at home. So Kentucky was able to do the same thing. So the blueprint is out. Now it's up to them to make adjustments how you're being defended, since the blueprint is out. So, Zakai, do you start to work on your mid-range game? Do you start to use the floater? Because they're not leading you anymore. And they're not coming off the big to come help thinking they're going to block the shot knowing you're going to throw the lob. People are staying home on shooters. So it's all about the wrinkle that you're going to put in to see what happens as far as you personally in your game. Not as far as schematically, but you personally in your game. If you're being disrespected as a shooter or a person that's playing offense and you're not shooting, then you got to make an adjustment.
Like Dubar, for example. He gets an open three, he's going to shoot it.
Yep.
Whereas fans might be like, no.
No, and I think the only thing that happens is if it's a surprise shot. Like, we don't want no surprise. Surprise shots are, we running, we trying to get to the side pick and roll. It gets to the top and you shoot it. Everybody like, whoa, what the hell? What do you? So there's no balance.
Through the whole thing.
Yeah, there's no defensive balance. We're not knowing to get back. We're not even knowing to go to the offensive boards. So you kind of catch everybody by surprise. But Dubar's a guy that is going to have to step up in order for them. And this is my thing. They're going to compete. But in order to get to your goal of being able to get to the Final Four and try to play for a championship, it will not happen if this is what's going on as far as you playing one-dimensional and not being able to, get your shots off.
Jay Billis says something interesting, and I wanted to get your take. I meant to bring this up the other day. He said, I think it's going to be harder to win the SEC tournament than the national championship.
Yeah.
And so when you make that comment, that means he thinks one of the SEC teams is going to win the national title and not have to go through a litany of SEC teams to do it.
Yeah.
But to win the SEC tournament in Nashville, you will have to do that.
Yeah, you will. And I think that's what's so cool about the SEC, man. You got so many different styles that you're going to play against, so it gets you ready for anybody that you're about to see. If you want to go up and down, you got teams that are going to do that. Kentucky's going to do it. Vanderbilt's going to do it. If you want to get a bump and grind out game, Mississippi State, Tennessee, they're going to do it. Exactly.
53-51
yeah,
game.
you want to work on having the box out. Texas A&M is going to push you to the edge. Number one rebounding team in the country. So you got so many different styles, man. So you're going to be tested. And then the coaching strategies, the counters that they're able to make. Man, these coaches get paid a lot of money, and they can really coach. So, we'll see what happens.
Number 1, Auburn at LSU tonight, 6 o'clock SEC Network. Auburn favored by 12.5. I thought that number was a little bit low, but, again, going on the road.
It's going on the road.
Yep. Number 4, Alabama at 14, Mississippi State.
Be a good one.
This is going to be a good one.
What about that line?
Mississippi State favored by 1.5 at home against the number 4 ranked team in the country. Exactly. 8 o'clock SEC Network.
Exactly. Like if that don't say much about the league, I don't know what else does. This is the team that Tennessee throttled. You know what I'm saying? At home. But now you get them at home. They play the same way. We saw what physicality was when Ole Miss presented it against Alabama. The only thing is, though, I think, man, Mark Sears going to have that fire in his belly lit up, man, after having to sit that second half. It being a talking point throughout the media the whole time. There you go.
War Eagle.
after we see
this.
what
he said, go Eagles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you say War Eagle?
She hears what she wants to hear, man.
I'm with you on that.
She hears what she wants to hear.
But you look at what Mark Sears is going to be able to come out. The leader of this group, Babs, is on it.
Babs just thinks everybody walks around saying war damn Eagle.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're good. I
know. It's amazing.
Part of it.
And there's so many Auburn people around here.
Sorry. No, that's cool. No, it's cool.
Keep breaking it down.
It's easy. It's Mark Sears. That's it. That's the only breakdown. Like, I expect him to come out and go crazy.
How about his mom's whole Facebook thing, and then she had to come back and apologize?
Right, because
did she apologize? I didn't see that.
Kind of.
A lot of people don't know this story. So he production-wise didn't have the half that
so
he normally has.
Yeah.
So he got benched in the second half, did not play last time out.
Yeah.
And Mama Sears kind of went after some people.
Yeah, Mama Sears went off.
She posted all up on Facebook and then responded to everybody's comments. And then somebody said, Mark looked off tonight. And she said, I don't agree. I'm like, obviously, you're his mama.
Exactly.
Like, you're not going to agree.
He's one of the hardest workers in the SEC. Like, Coach Oates and them have to kick him out of the gym.
Well, and she was saying, look, his shot wasn't falling, but he was setting up his teammates, and he had steals, and she was saying all these things.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It just his shot wasn't falling. And I guarantee to a man, this man shoots, I think Nato said he shoots 1,000 shots a day.
Like for real,
Like
not being
real
sarcastic.
No,
yeah.
like he said they had to start locking the gym because he would come in and work out before practice and after practice and be dog tired. He was like, dog, in order for you to lead us, you can't keep coming in here working out like that. You got to conserve your energy. It's okay to get shots up. So that's what I'm saying. Even his shots are off. And I'm saying that pointing back to Tennessee, like it's bound to happen.
That shows
this
you
is one
how
of the most
hard
prolific scorers.
How hard it is to be an elite shooter. You
Yeah,
know what I mean.
Josh Hubbard is one of the best shooters in the country.
Mississippi State point guard.
Yeah, is going to play tonight. He's had one 20-point game. He had 8 20-point games, including the tournament last year. Has only had one so far. So that's going to be a good matchup, though, man. Mississippi State going to get physical.
Texas at number 23, Ole Miss. Ole Miss favored by 6.5, 8 o'clock on ESPN2.
Ole Miss is one that's knocking on the door. Who are they? Yeah, identity-wise, can they play defense? Can they defend? Texas is still clawing, and they helped themselves last week by getting a big-time victory over A&M. Can they repeat that?
Some other schools around the area. Lipscomb is 6-2 in the A-Sun, one game behind Jacksonville State. Number 19, Memphis, tied for first with North Texas in the AAC. MTSU tied for the lead in Conference USA with Jacksonville State and UTEP. Lipscomb, one game behind Jacksonville. Sorry, I said Jacksonville State earlier. Belmont tied for third in the MVC, 2 games out of first. And TSU is 9-12 and 5-5 in league play. However, TSU has won 3 games in a row and 4 out of 5. So getting hot at the right time.
Come on, Penny.
That you're in a one-bid league. Get hot now when you go into the tournament.
Perfect timing, boy.
And then you don't know what's happening. Babsy has a little Titans bit of information.
What you got, Babsy?
A little bit, just a little Ian Rappaport, a little rap sheet drop here a couple minutes ago. Scott Cohen has accepted a full-time role with the Titans as Director of Football Strategy, per source. He consulted this past season with Tennessee and will work with both Brian Callahan and President of Football Ops Chad Brinker, another strong veteran hire for Amy Adams.
So how many is that?
Wait, I could have done that job. Here's a strategy, coach. Win more than 3 games. There you go. I'll see you later.
That's pretty good strategy.
I'm going to lunch.
Yeah, you get
well,
get the 4, you might get a bonus.
How do you do that? Find a quarterback.
Yeah.
But how many new
and some offensive line
people is this on this regime?
1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 hardcore veterans.
So McKenzie.
So here it is.
Borgonzi.
Chad Brinker, Titans President of Football Operations. Burke Nihill, Titans President and CEO, who I now think is taking himself out of like the football side of things. Mike Borgonzi, General Manager.
Okay.
Dave Ziegler, Assistant General Manager. Reggie McKenzie.
Ziegler or whatever is the other one you were thinking of.
Reggie McKenzie, key senior scouting role, senior personnel executive.
And now Cohen.
And then this guy, the strategy guy. Strategy.
Wow.
Who has been around the league for like 33 years.
This is a lot.
He's with the Ravens for a decade, probably.
On the surface, this looks pretty good.
I think so, too.
This looks really good,
really good.
Yeah.
We were going to bring this up tomorrow or Friday, but we're going to roll through all those
Well, now we get to add
pieces.
Yeah, we can add one.
And then ask the question, are you more confident in the Titans with this new front office? And we'll talk about that tomorrow. But got some background on Dave Ziegler and a little bit of background on the other guys, which we've already kind of talked about. But
can I give a shout-out?
Shout-out! Presented by your mom and him.
Man, we got to give a shout-out to Titans' own Al Smith, who just walked in. He tried to sneak in the building over there, man.
Al Smith's in here?
Yeah, shout out to Al Smith sitting over there in the corner. Y'all go bother Al Smith, man. Al Smith over there in the corner thinking he low-key. He got his headphones on right now, so he can't hear me. But
I'm sure he really appreciates you calling him out right now.
I told him, man, we got to get him up, Zeph, so we got to get his contact info. He's going to be at Super Bowl all week, so. And he always usually has a cool guest with him.
Heck of a football player for the Oilers back in the day and been around the franchise.
They've been doing
since
some great things in the state of Tennessee, too.
Yeah, community
Kurz,
stuff. Yep.
Bully, Chris Johnson, Lindell, Hitman.
Chris Johnson started his little scouting career down in Mobile.
I told you guys, I ran into him at the UCF game. Who was it? That was right after the hurricane hit. I forget who they played.
West Virginia.
UCF, West Virginia? Is that right?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was at UCF.
Yeah.
That was my guess.
You
saw like 4 West Virginia games. So I was just
so it could have been.
But I think it was Gus going to West Virginia, and you were like, oh, man, I got West Virginia
Oh,
again,
I did have that. You know what? That was in Morgantown, though. So that was not it. I saw all this to say, to the point of this whole conversation.
Interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I saw CJ there walking
Not you, Bob.
around with the Senior Bowl stuff on.
Yeah.
And he was like, I've started scouting.
That's dope.
So it's funny, we actually talked about RJ Harvey, the UCF running back, and all that while we were there. But love that guy. Love to see him. I think this is fun for him.
Yeah.
He already was like, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. CJ 2K scout.
That's dope, bro.
Speaking of the Senior Bowl, we talked with Coach Mack earlier, and he pointed out 3 defensive linemen and a couple others when asked. We'll talk. We'll tell you who is standing out on the defensive line for Coach Mack when we come back.
He didn't mention my guy though. Number 11 for A&M, the dog. That is their name. I'm gonna go look it up.
There's 2.
It's 2 of them.
He mentioned the other
one
guy.
of them. Yeah,
Shamar Stewart.
Yep.
All right,
No,
that's
he
coming
mentioned
up.
both of them.
Did he?
He did.
Okay.
Interesting. 615-737-1045.
Cut off.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slayer. Thanks to the people at Twin Peaks for hosting us today. Appreciate everybody coming out. And according to Don, everyone that says anything to us says War Eagle.
That's right. That's what I hear in my brain. Hey, in my defense, he did say Eagle.
He said go Eagles.
I just, I'm not like, why would I hear a go Eagles here in Nashville? Come on.
What you heard is all that matters, Babson.
Yeah, it doesn't
War
matter.
Eagle.
Yeah, whatever you want to hear.
Hey,
listen.
Jackson.
Oh.
Do you not know? I won the bet. That is not allowed to be played.
No, the bet was that Zeph wouldn't do it.
They changing the rules. They're moving the
goalposts. Is that not true?
You're moving the goalposts.
The bet was Zeph wasn't going to do it.
No. Listen. Hey, what is it? What are all these people yelling?
No Commodores, he said.
Oh, that one's okay. Okay,
that one's okay.
So
that one's okay.
No.
She's not threatened by the Commodores.
Also, I don't want my voice behind a team that has now lost 2 in a row and is kind of in a slump and is looking like they're in a bad spot here.
Why am I sitting between y'all?
The fan base is panicking.
Yeah, I was just siding with you.
Just messing with y'all. Hey,
no, you don't get to mess with us and then just move on.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm moving on.
So Smiley,
Slay.
Listen, you work under your own set of rules in this world, and so does Smiley. Smiley does too.
No, I was going to talk about money.
All right, let's do it.
Let's talk about money.
Yeah. We're at the end of the show.
So this is not. I know it's always a she on a show.
The teachers run out of material.
It's
There's
always
still
a
5 minutes left.
Oh, I'm not running out of material.
She wants
Texas.
Listen, look at this woman with her sunglasses on. It's dark in here.
By the way, I got my hair cut today, and none of you buttheads
I was about to say
noticed.
something. Because guess what?
None of y'all noticed.
No,
I did say it.
You were playing with it. You were doing
me.
like this. I was like, dang, that seemed a little shorter, but I didn't want to say nothing. And then you say.
I did say something, and you didn't hear me. You said interesting.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. That might.
Why your tips look dark?
Uh-oh.
No.
Hey.
What?
Hey.
It's just because they're lower.
To be fair,
you're in that.
She doesn't want dark tips.
I know she doesn't.
What do you mean my tips look dark?
They
I just
do.
got a haircut, Slay.
I'm just saying they look dark.
It's the weird lighting.
It's the lighting.
Okay.
Coming off the antler.
So now you see. This is why I don't notice anything. See, now, this is why.
Now I'm bothered.
well, to be fair, I noticed a few breaks ago.
Zeph noticed.
But it was after she pointed it out.
Oh, that's not noticing then.
Why do we have a fork
my
on the
tips
table?
probably look dark because it's winter and I need sun.
You said that the other day.
She was just complaining about it the other day.
No, I'm white. Listen, any female out there gets it. I'm white. I feel like I'm out of shape. My clothes are too tight, and my hair is turning not as blonde as it needs to be.
HR states clearly that we cannot comment on a female coworker's appearance.
Thank you,
in any way.
Thank you, Kirby.
I didn't notice your hair,
right.
your sunglasses, or your dark tips
Yeah.
with a P.
Thank you, Kirby. Kirby got me. Yes,
man.
Kirby has me covered.
I was going
You
to say.
were pointing towards that,
I know,
too.
but this is where it was hanging.
We're about to all get
right,
fired.
man.
All right, so
I was going to say something really astute, but I can't remember it.
no,
Get to the money, Babs.
we don't have anything astute in this show for now. Okay, anyway, University of Texas.
Yes.
So, operating budget, right?
Yep.
$325 million for the 2023-2024 year. $325 million, highest in all athletics, college athletics across the country, okay? That's their operating budget.
Wow.
They brought in $331.9 million. So they had a $7 million profit this year. With bringing in $331.9 million, y'all.
Do you think it's a good strategy if you're like on the lower end of the Power Four and you can't compete financially like that to just not do it and just to lose games for like 6 years, 7 years and just accumulate money while they only make $7 million and you're making like $40?
Yeah, it ain't gonna work.
It's not going to work.
I'm going to tell y'all. Do y'all remember what I said when I came back
Nobody
from down
brings
there?
in that money.
Yeah.
Nobody brings in that kind of money.
It smells like money down. I'm telling you that. Like it's.
That oil
I don't know
money.
what's going on in Austin, boy, but it's different.
I wonder what Matthew McConaughey's leather jacket smells like, because I saw him at the women's basketball game and he was wearing it.
He's the minister of culture.
He doesn't shower.
And he
either.
doesn't. He doesn't use deodorant. He showers. He just doesn't use deodorant.
I'm sorry. He doesn't use soap or deodorant.
What?
He's all natural.
Yeah.
Now listen, there's a lot of weeks or days that I don't use deodorant because I forget.
But
you shower and use
what
soap.
you do though is you like smell yourself and you go, can you smell
I'm like,
me?
I smell. I forgot to put on deodorant.
Like you totally call yourself out.
Yeah.
Unlike any
It happens
woman
way
in a-
more often
Come
than
on,
it
our
should.
partners and say.
Way more often. Hey, listen, I bet I'm not the only one. Have you guys ever forgotten deodorant? I forget it all the time.
I can't because I don't shave. I'm gonna start shaving my underarms though.
Oh my gosh, this is where we got to. Wait, what?
No, I'm telling you why. I'm telling you because like when I've been putting my dress shirts on, I start sweating for some odd reason. This is after I get out the shower.
Hairy armpits?
Yeah, and I'm finna do away with them. I'm done with them. Ain't that what it is?
Oh my gosh, Kirby's losing it.
Yeah, I well, what's the other reason?
No, I bet though. I bet that'll help.
It's gotta help.
Yeah.
Listen, I do the slayscaping. I never sweat.
Welcome to Twin Peaks 3HL show. Matthew McConaughey first revealed that he does not wear deodorant in the 2005 People's Sexiest Man Alive cover story.
Oh, deodorant. Okay.
He hasn't used.
I thought he didn't use soap either.
He said he hasn't used odor masking products in 20 years because a man should smell like a man.
What? What is that? Like, what is that? Like a steer or like
A
baby
man should smell
calves
like
or
a man.
goats or like chickens? Like what does a man smell
He
like?
also added the sexiest smell is yourself.
Wow.
Well, listen, Matthew,
I'm-
that
you know what?
smell
I'm gonna roll with that.
ain't all that sexy. What did I work? I worked Texas game week 1, and it was
Yeah.
like 100 degrees.
He down there with no deodorant
He's
on.
down there with a jacket on, no deodorant.
No.
He did tell Playboy he showers more than once a day.
Oh.
He got to. He ain't got no choice.
Oh.
And he brushes his teeth up to 5 times, so fans shouldn't be
Oh,
too
yeah.
worried
He got
about
OCD.
about how clean he is. McConaughey said he doesn't like to smell like someone or something else.
All right.
There's a such thing as overbrushing. Like he's gonna.
That's
wear,
where he goes.
He's
All
gonna
his
wear down the
enamel off.
enamel on
Yeah,
his
his enamel
teeth.
gonna be
Yeah.
gone.
No,
Yeah.
his gums, because I got in trouble for doing that. Like my dentist told me I had to
5
relax.
times a day. What does he carry in his back pocket?
You know the
They
chunky
eat
junkie looked
your
like
gums.
that a little bit. Like her gums were gone.
Yeah, I bet
When
you
are
she.
we out of this show?
I bet you she wasn't brushing her teeth 5 times a
what
day.
if-
She had a sock in the water.
What if she's heard this on the air and she went out and got a jersey and on the back says Chunky Junkie?
that'll be A1. She get an NIL deal because she is spectacular at surviving crashes.
Oh man!
CJ
So
for
Coach
short.
Mack liked defensive lineman Walter Nolan.
So they got that one right.
6'3",
He was #1 in the country coming out.
Yeah.
Coming out of high school.
He's the 20th rated prospect according to CBSSports.com. He compared himself to what's the name of the Rams?
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald.
Wow.
Who's his dad?
Oh, I forgot. He's up there. I know he's coaching up there in Knoxville. Well, I don't know him anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's.
I thought it was Walter Nolan.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a June or a
is
second.
it?
Or a
Okay,
second.
all right.
I think so.
I think.
Yeah, he
that's
lived in.
right.
He went to high school in Knoxville.
Yeah.
That's why everybody thought he was going to go to Tennessee, and then he went to freaking Texas A&M.
He's a high school coach, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Defensive lineman Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M, 6'6", 290,
That's the
and
other one.
Coach Mack likes Mike Green,
Ooh.
defensive lineman, 6'4", 248.
I've
From
seen some videos.
Marshall.
I've seen some videos of him. He is violent.
Really?
Oh, he was pushing offensive linemen like bag, knocking them down. Very
Video
violent.
from Senior Bowl or video from Marshall?
From the Senior Bowl. Like on the one-on-ones and when they run D-line versus O-line, like those 3-on-3 type deals, he was pushing people around.
Okay.
I'm looking to hear some get back from the offensive line. I ain't really like how they just got dominated down there.
That's what it sounds like, right?
They said they want to give him a hug.
That's what Zach Lyon said.
That's pretty bad. We got to
have
get
him
hugs.
on. No, tomorrow's
Friday.
Thursday. We have him on Friday.
Ramon Foster
Saturday
live
tomorrow.
from the Senior
We
Bowl
got
tomorrow.
I heard Ramon say this morning that a couple of the the smaller school offensive linemen were showing out more than the bigger
Really?
school.
Babs is out here on that one.
North Dakota State, Babs.
No. No.
Babs is
Babs
out
is out
here
on that one.
with her darker tips and sunglasses. And What'd you say? Tighter clothes? What all you say?
Hey.
All right. Appreciate Twin Peaks. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Always love coming out here.
Babsy, don't leave. You finna mess it up. Babsy. You about to mess it up.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be you unless you was getting a shout out. Wait, you didn't let him do his part first.
I hope you have a great day. Thank you for including us in your day. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take it lightly. Have a great night. Good night. God bless. See ya.
Wouldn't want to be you unless you were some Titans and Oilers legends. Shout out to Al Smith, baby. Let's go.
A hairless sleigh.
Yeah, chunky.